Hello everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon. Welcome back to the first episode of The Great Gallerium of Grunrundi. It's a new season here on Encounter Roleplay, which means all new shows, all new folks come along and play with us here on the show. This show, of course, is specifically for you guys, the viewers, to come along and hang out with us and have a community night where you guys can come play Dungeons and Dragons with us. Exclamation point play is linked to come along if you want to be on this show, like the wonderful folks that we have over on the right side of the screen here today. We've got a lot of people who've been signing up the past few days, so we're trying to get in as many players as possible. So let's go, first of all, round the cast and crew. Let's figure out who we are and who we're playing. And that's, of course, start with our wonderful Dungeon Master for tonight. We have Chelsea with us, Little Red Dot. How are you doing, Chelsea?
I am doing great. I just watched the last game, so I am like pumped full of storytelling energy. I'm so stoked for this, you guys. And it's a true honor to be able to come and facilitate story. It's fantastic. So I appreciate you guys bringing me on. I'm excited for this, and I'll tell you guys more about the world after we go around to everybody else.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, let's start with the cast from Encounter Roleplay. So let's start with Madame Gandalf. How are you doing, Madame Gandalf?
I had to clean up carnage from my cat just before we came live. So I am feeling like I am ready to be the rogue assassin I was born to be in this game. He just knew. He knew that he had to get me into that, method acting mode of like, yes, I have to wipe the blood off the ground and make sure there's no traces.
My God, that sounds horrific, but I'm glad that you're in the zone.
Doing a positive spin on things, right?
Yeah, fuck me, yeah, okay. You don't need a PR person. You got this. Talk to me about Ari, because we might have seen her on another show, I believe.
Yes, Ari is basically very heavily based off of a character that I play in a series called Blades in the Dark, 6 and 20. And she is a little bit psychotic, a little bit of an alcoholic, a little bit of a drug addict, and a little bit, well, unstable, and it's fun. She just wants to have fun, guys. That's all she really wants.
Fucking terrified already. Incredible. Awesome. We also have, of course, Scraticus with us here from the cast of Encounter Roleplay. Scrat, how you doing, buddy?
I am fantastic. I was just saying to the guys a minute ago, I've got that new campaign, new character, like, butterflies feeling like yay, so I'm excited.
Amazing. Talk to us about Fergus, the gnome sorcerer.
Fergus Fimbleton is probably the polar opposite of Ari. He is a naive little gnome who's, wants to just look his best, and he's going to check out this awesome place just to, better himself, and I'm going to enjoy playing him. I don't get to play characters like that very often, and I'm looking forward to it.
Amazing, amazing. Well, it is going to be a shenanigan-filled fest, I'm sure. So let's meet some reviews that come along to play with us. We have Michael, Naito Ni. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, good. A little bit nervous. This is actually the first time in months that I'm at the other side of the screen. Normally I'm a dungeon master, so.
Oh man! So you finally get a chance in the player seat, which is it's going to be a nice change, I'm sure. Incredible. Talk to us about Jeffro, which is an awesome name, by the way.
Thank you. Jeffro is a monk who got hired by a noble house, and he's basically like their sniffing hound. And they're like, "You're doing a lot of work. Now go take a holiday," and that's kind of how we end up at this.
take a break, take a vacation, and have yourself a fun little adventure on a Thursday night. I like the sound of that. Amazing, nice. Looking forward to meeting Jeffro. Jeffro, more like Jeff Bro, am I right? We also have Crumpler with us tonight. Crumpler, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, the amount of excitement is overflowing right now.
Amazing, amazing. Well, talk to us about, is it Gylef? Gylef? How would I say that? Gylef. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, who is he? What's his deal?
Gylef is my blue dragonborn fighter champion. Essentially, he was, before he became an adventurer, he was an officer soldier for a king. And after his king fell in battle, his brother took over, which he did not want to serve. So he basically left the kingdom and just became a sellsword. And so to ensure that his strength and all of his skills do not go to waste, he just goes out into the world to ensure that everything's all good. Nice,
awesome. Well, can't wait to meet Gylef in the action. And of course, last but not least, we have Dakota, aka the Zen Gamer, with us today. How are you doing, my friend? It's been a while.
I am doing wonderful, Will, and it has been a while. It's been at least a year since I've been in one of your games.
That's right, yeah. old school encounter roleplay viewer game veteran. Dakota is back today to bring a new character, I believe. So talk to us about Falimed.
Falimed is a high elf. He's a bard, which is a kind of an odd combination in my opinion, but you know, it's whatever works. He graduated from the College of Lore. He's just looking for an adventure.
Amazing.
He came to the gallery probably to find some new instruments, maybe a few new items here and there.
Nice. Fresh graduate out and ready to bring some madness to the Great Gallerium. Incredible. As for myself, I'll be reprising my role as Finbar the Bard, the most beautiful, amazing bard of all time. Finbar is incredibly handsome on the outside, incredibly ugly on the inside. Being a bard, he has a bit of an ego problem, and he is a lot of fun. He's a bit of he would consider himself a ladies' man, although his sheer arrogance would cause him to fall down in that count a fair amount. He's recently found himself in the underwear business, trading in all sorts of underwear, men's underwear, ladies' underwear particularly, and he's been trading out of a seaport town up until recently when he realized that, hey, if he wants to make it to the big leagues and he wants to, you know, get his products stocked in a like a big mall, then the best place to come is the Great Gallerium of Grunrundi. So Finbar is here with one mission only, and that is to sell underwear at any cost, and he ain't afraid to do that. So wow, before we dive into today's game, before we begin the shenanigans afresh for the season of the viewer games here on Encounter Roleplay, remember you guys how you can interact with today's show. If you haven't yet followed the channel, maybe you're new, maybe you've just been waiting for the opportune moment, hit the follow button and join us. When we hit, in fact, 30 followers next, you guys will have a viewer decision, which you guys get to decide something which happens next. In fact, we're going to be beginning the game with a very special viewer decision in itself, but you can have more. We can bring more madness to the party, along with the tweets there, 20 retweets, and you guys will get to throw something into the mix that we, as players and characters, will have to roll with. You can also donate to affect the game, give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, help them, harm them, and you can give them pets as well. Gorgeous, delightful little pets, some of them, and some of them are more malevolent and scary, on the D100 table of pets, which is available on this month only for the donations. But hey, other than that, I'm going to hand over to Chelsea to begin today's game. Chelsea, we do have a viewer decision to kick things off. Do you want to launch that up?
Yeah, we do. We do have a viewer decision to kick things off. So let's see if I can remember exactly how I worded it, because I did type it out. So before we go in, I would like for chat to decide what trendy, horrible item did each of the characters receive? One item that everybody got, that they're basically like your great aunt would give you. What horrible, trendy item did they all receive for the holidays that was given by their great aunt?
Okay, what holiday item did we all receive from our great aunt over Christmas?
You might have got yours from Mom Bar. Let's be real.
It's very likely. Very likely.
I shall name my aunt Gertrude.
Yeah.
Incredible. So throw some ideas in. We'll throw up the poll in a second, and you guys will be able to click on desktop to be able to vote here in about 5 minutes time.
Living fur coats. Oh my God.
Loving it.
I knew I needed to give it to chat. Okay. Great. So each of you have just gone through the holidays. You all kind of gave a reason why you're kind of out and about and adventuring. Some of you simply need to be a little less naive. Some of you may be looking for adventure. Some of you may just be looking to sell your underwears. Whatever the cost, you're out doing your thing. As a rogue, you can kind of tell me why we're headed this way. But each of you have received this gift. We're not going to open it yet because the viewers haven't given us a chance to open it. But each of you have received this gift. And it's from your great aunt. And yeah, you have decided that it's maybe not the item you want. And so you're going to return it. But the only place to return this item is the Great Gallerium of Grunrundi, which you've only heard of. None of you have never ever visited before. But it is this giant shopping megaplex, basically, of consumerism. You can get everything there. All of it. Your owlbears, to your potions, to your deck of many things in bulk. Whatever suits your fancy, you can get it all at the Gallerium. But it is a trek. It's actually like a pilgrimage to be able to go. So each of you are suited up to make this trek to go return your horrible, horrible item to it. So what I'd love for you guys to do is go around, tell us what your character did for the holidays and who exactly gave you this horrible gift.
Nice. All right.
Who would like to start?
Any volunteers? I'll start.
Okay, cool. Finbar.
So, Finbar, what he did over his holiday period, Finbar had like a bit of a Scrooge Christmas, in which he was like, you know, he's not really about giving, he's more about receiving, and in many ways. And he decided to, after a run-in, with some of his fans that were, you know, poorer than him and more needy, he and a little turtle that was almost dying. He managed to kind of come round and show some warmth and caringness, and managed to kind of turn it around a little bit just for Christmas Day, purely on a 24-hour probationary period. He tried it. After that, didn't really like it. Went back to the underwear business and set off to the Great Gallerium of Grunrundi. So, had a good Christmas time. Received his awful present, which is looking like squirrels, I have to say. I mean, 54% of votes are going towards squirrels.
Okay.
Received this awful squirrel, which was like all of the fashion, you know, like the kid's favorite toy of the year kind of thing. Like, it was squirrels this year. And his mother, Mombar, who is basically Margaret Thatcher, gave it to him, and he's very embarrassed by her, generally just doesn't like her. And he just set off from the Great Gallerium to get this thing back with righteous indignation.
Well, it's actually a good thing you're taking it back, because you all have also heard that squirrels are in high demand this year. They ran out actually before the holidays. So if you return your squirrels, they're going to give you double what was paid for them.
That's incredible. Then I am.
You have to just return your squirrels, and it's actually, you don't just get one squirrel. They come in sets of 3 actually, because it's plural.
They're in triplicate.
So you got squirrels. You got squirrels. So each of you have gotten a box of squirrels.
Nice.
They're not nice squirrels. I don't know if any of you have ever owned a squirrel, but they kind of smell funky, and they have these like little claws. They're long, and their tails aren't as poofy as they look, and it was just a disappointing gift. So why don't we keep going around? Let's see, Fergus, who gave you your squirrels for the holidays?
Well, Fergus received his squirrels from his great auntie Shirley, and it was a bit of a sad Christmas, really. Fergus is hitting that crucial age of a gnome in a gnome's life, around 50, when you're not really a kid anymore. And, you know, the whole Christmas thing, he was there, but he wasn't there, you know, and like he sort of got the squirrels, and he could see his like younger brothers and siblings like being like, woo, squirrels, and he was just like this was sort of a sign for him that he needed to broaden his horizons. He was like, do you know what, I can take these squirrels back, I can go and get loads of money back, I can go and visit all the brilliant places and expand myself. And that is exactly the Christmas he had.
Cool. Expanding oneself. Thank you, squirrels.
I must expand myself. I can help you with that, Fergus.
Fantastic. Jethro, how did you get your bag of squirrels?
Strange enough, through the mail.
The postal service.
You know, Jethro is on his holiday, traveling around, and sitting at this inn, he gets his box, and it moves, you know. He doesn't know what to do with it, opens it, and there's squirrels on it, probably getting kicked out of the tavern, because no pets allowed. So we had to spend this Christmas holiday in the snow, outside in a barn.
Oh no.
With his squirrels.
Feels bad.
With his squirrels.
Just a man and his squirrel.
Just
Trying to
me.
make it in the world.
Just me to barn some snow and free squirrels. Very Christmas.
And then I heard they were in high demand, so I asked
So
them.
you actually found your sack of squirrels.
Yeah.
Okay.
They found you.
All right. All right, fantastic. Cool. All right, let's see. Flamed? Did I say that right? Dakota, did I say that right?
Falamed.
Falamed.
Yeah.
How did he get his squirrels?
He just kind of walked outside to get the paper one day, and they were on his doorstep. He had no idea what they were. He opened it up, and they kind of jumped on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they started biting and scratching. So, you know, he took out a guitar and he started playing some music. They calmed down a little bit, and then he stuffed them all back in the box.
You wrangled your holiday squirrels back into their box.
Well,
All right. So many people abandoned their squirrels for them to be double the money. This is impressive. All right. And last, but let's see. No, not last. I got two more. Let's see. Ari, how did you come across your squirrels?
Well, you know how you often have that family member that sends you gifts, but they don't really know you, and so they still kind of send you things like they would when you were a kid.
Yes, I do.
We all have that person.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was Great Aunt Gertrude for Ari. And Ari happened to be in one of the taverns when a no messenger came up to her and just said, you know, you Ari, and who's asking, and he just puts down the box and runs away. She opens it slowly, and inside are 2 dead squirrels, because poor Aunt Gertrude forgot to put the holes in the box. Oh, no. But one has managed to live.
One mega squirrel which ate the other to survive.
Darwinism prevails.
One alpha squirrel has survived in this box. And I'm really, Aunt Gertrude. How does she even know I'm still alive?
There's a note from Aunt Gertrude. Would you like to check it?
I would love to check it.
She wrote it scribble-handed on the inside lid of the box. She didn't even attach a piece of paper. It just says, "Happy holidays. Here are some squirrels." Aunt Gertrude.
It's like when you're 13 years old and you get those Playboy pillows given to you. And like...
That was such a 90s thing, though. Playboy was only cool in the 90s.
It was so cool when you were a teenager in the 90s to have Playboy, like, everything. So, yeah, that's how Ari feels about the squirrels. It's like, oh, God, now I have to... She's going to kind of push it to the side for a little while, ponder over this gift, and then look at the still individual one that is still alive.
Are you leaving it in the box with the other 2 dead ones?
She left it in the box
with the other 2 dead squirrels.
For a little bit, just like, I do not want this. But then after a while, she kind of starts to get attached to this one squirrel. This squirrel is a survivor. This is a survivor squirrel. And before she knows it, she's bought like a little bow and like a little like leash. And she keeps the squirrel now on her shoulder.
Okay. So you have one alive squirrel that you like created a pet out of. The other 2 dead ones, you hear through the grapevine as well that they're accepting squirrels dead or alive.
Well, what she'll probably likely do is kind of try and puppeteer them, like, oh, look, it's alive.
You're gonna try to like powder them up and make them pass as living squirrels.
Yeah, exactly. Or taxidermy.
That's incredible.
Okay. I'm actually going to ask you to roll a deception on whether or not how well do you disguise dead squirrels.
That's amazing. Also, Ori, you have a natural 20 from the Soldier 9 who's donated that to you.
Oh, nice.
Let's do it. We'll use the natural 20 on making sure that my dead squirrels pass for living for more money.
You should know the squirrel on your shoulder, the actual live one, is a little jealous at how beautiful the dead squirrels look. It's got a little squirrel envy happening.
Now, don't you start. Don't you start. I swear, or I'll take away the bow.
It grabs the bow. It grabs it, and it's like, nah. Awesome. All right, so you have a squirrel bond. You've also disguised 2 dead squirrels as living squirrels for your trip to the Gallerium. And last but certainly not least, remind me how you say your name?
Gylith.
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 Yep, Gylith. Got it. And how did you receive your hopefully alive squirrels? But you know.
So essentially, he has a long-term traveling companion, Dwarf female dwarf. His name is Yeslik. They've been traveling for years, and before they split on different paths, they decided to, let's meet for the holidays before we part, because she's secretly a charlatan. He's a warrior. don't always mix. So they decided to go by a nearby tavern, and it's Gilet's like, oh, I don't have you a gift, and it's like, I got you one, and just poof in this box, and it's just he's just looking at her, looking at the box, looking at her, and he opens it. To her eyes, they are the most beautiful creatures upon this world. To him, he's just. So these are squirrels she's picked up along the trail, because she did have a gift too. So she just like found something along the path, and just it's like, aren't they cute and precious? And it's just like, yes. And he just slowly closed the box and just has it ushered back to his room.
Awesome.
So, waiting for her to come before as they part ways. It's like, all right. And then luckily there's a receipt was inside, so he knows exactly where to go now.
Yeah. So since yours has a gift receipt, you note that on that gift receipt, the date at which these squirrels were bought was not just like a month ago, it was like 2 months ago. It was like, it's been an extended period of time since these squirrels were bought. Just something you happen to note. So each of you set out on your respective journeys towards the Gallerium. Wherever you're coming from, Mom Bar's house, your own shindig, the tavern. No. You didn't say at Mom Bar's house for the holidays?
She tried.
Yeah, she tried to chain you down. So you each set out on your journey, and the closer you get to the Gallerium, actually, the more people you begin to see. They begin kind of falling into line almost as everybody begins kind of traveling. This is about a mile or two out. And the Gallerium is actually set in this kind of great mountain range. Since you guys have never been, you don't exactly know what you're looking for, but you can only assume by following the crowd, you're going to make it where you're going. And each of you begin to notice that the people around you are coming from all walks of life, all kinds of races, ages, and most of them look like they are set for pilgrimage, actually. Some of them look like they may even be carrying carts of everything that they own with them. So let's say first up we get I would love to know how our naive gnome has fallen into accidentally this trail towards the Gallerium.
So Fergus will be like seeing all these people like filtering in, and these are big people. And he's just and like just kind of wanders up and gets in amongst them, and yeah, he's a social little guy. He's like tugging on sleeves and being like, hello, how are you?
A gruff farmer like pulls his sleeve and goes, what is your problem, small person? Why are you touching me?
I'm sorry. And he just like runs off.
Ari, you see this small gnome kind of going from person to person like a lost toddler, like tugging at people trying to communicate, and everybody's kind of like shrugging him off as everybody's moving down this trail up the mountains.
Bless his little cotton socks.
There's one woman with a child who's kind of you go to her, Fergus, and she pulls away and says, please don't touch us. We don't mean you any harm. Please don't bother us.
I wasn't gonna hurt you.
She says, help, somebody help, this strange little man. and it's kind of chaos. And Jethro, you hear this woman start to scream, help, 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 in this crowd of people. You can see her like 10 or 20 people up.
I just push the people aside and just go towards the commotion.
You kind of are able to break through. It takes you a minute, but as you get there, you see this woman is cowering from this probably harmless gnome. What do we see, Fergus? Like, what do you look like?
Oh, okay. So Fergus is he's like a forest gnome, but he's tried to really do his best. So he's wearing like a hippie style, like striped, colorful like hoodie that he's made himself, but he's put a jacket over it to like smarten it up a little bit, and he's got a sort of wild little beard and mustache with a little curly effect, and like his hair's sort of slicked back, but you can tell it's a bit like it's fighting it. It's trying to, there's bits sticking out, and like he's put a bead on his beard to try and keep it straight, but the end's still just like
yeah. All right, so Jethro, you see this little guy trying to communicate with this very terrified woman and child.
I tried to calm the woman down.
She says, oh no, are you here to take our things too? This is our last chance.
No, I'm not here to take a child. Please, no. I'm here to sell squirrels, nothing, no child.
Squirrels! We're here to sell our squirrels too. Why is this strange little man speaking to us?
Which strange little man?
That one! She like points
Hello!
at. Ari, you see this happen. Jethro, what do we see as he breaks through? What does he look like actually dressed as?
Jethro wears brown pants with the most awful, hideous, colorful Hawaiian shirt ever imaginable. And there's like a floral wreath around his neck. Totally not dressed for their location.
Yeah, like maybe he got lost too.
He got lost on his way to a tropical island.
Cool. And you see him trying to mitigate this situation.
Oh, first of all, lady, who hurt you? And I like your shirt, by the way. Did you make it yourself?
Actually, no. My lady bought it for me.
My lady. So as the two of you begin conversations, the woman kind of fades back into the crowd, and the crowd's parting around you as you guys have kind of stopped to have conversation. They're not stopping; they're still moving in line past you. And Ari, you actually get close enough to basically reach out and touch the two of them, having this conversation. And the other two of you are also coming up on them. You're seeing that the as you're in line, the line is kind of parting, and you're going to have to make a choice, right or left, or basically bump into the two guys here who have stopped in the middle of the hallway to have a conversation.
I feel like Ari, knowing the kind of shit stirrer that she is, as soon as she sees the lady like that's starting to back away, she's gonna straight up come up with like tinfoil hat on, like, the squirrels are trying to take us all. We're all going to be controlled by the squirrels. How dare you have the squirrels? Is that my squirrel? Is that your squirrel? I don't know whether the squirrels are trying to control us anymore. Blah! And basically tries to scare the lady further away, and then
Well, you did it. She's scared. If she was scared by the little man, she's definitely scared by you and your tinfoil hat, and she literally lets out this scream. Finbar, you hear from a distance, about 20 feet off down the path, a woman let out a blood-curdling scream, and you can clearly see that the line of people are kind of parting around activity that's happening up ahead, and she falls to the ground and covers her child as if like there's a giant explosion going off. You scared her into submission.
Someone might have soiled their underwear. I best get along.
I was then going to casually turn back to the other two and be like, she shouldn't bother you anymore. We don't have to deal with people like that.
I will.
That was very original.
It's complete like whiplash of, personality change.
I'll jump up and be like, excuse me, is everything okay up here?
The woman looks up at you with terrified eyes and goes, no! Oh my gosh! She's saying the squirrels are gonna kill us and this tiny little man and She just lets out like another like B-rated blood-curdling scream.
Squirrels where?
Squirrels everywhere! And she looks around, and every person in the circle around her has either a box or bag full of squirrels.
Oh, you have some too, and I get out my squirrels.
No, the other two gentlemen, Jesse and Dakota, you guys see them, this happening, and they lift up boxes and bags of squirrels, and you two gentlemen also have your perspective box or bag of squirrels.
Small
I
world.
just kind of grab my box and I walk over and I'm like, so did everyone in the city get squirrels? Or, like, what happened?
No, I don't think
Squirrelspiracy,
so.
I tell you.
Certainly open up. You think so?
Well, I noticed there aren't many people, like, under the age of 10 here.
What? Well, yes.
It's an older crowd.
You say that just in time for this like hipstery group of teenagers that are clearly here to like shop for the day come trailing past, and he goes, isn't it so rude when you just stop in the middle of the hallway and talk? And the one's like, yeah, I know, everybody got squirrels for Christmas, it's like the coolest thing, why are they bringing them back?
Fuck you.
You gotta be kicked out of my bedroom.
Fuck you all. That's what I have to say to you. You don't even know who I am.
Balamet had to resist the urge to slap all the hipsters.
It's tough.
I'm gonna start tying a noose.
They kind of pass by, with that like snot over, the little like brisk over their shoulder as they're clearly talking about, give a AF. They don't give anything.
Oh my gosh, stopping and talking is rude. And Fergus is gonna like try and join them and just try and like take one of their hands, like.
Oh, the teenager's hands?
No, stop. No, that's...
She goes, oh my god, like, don't touch me.
No.
even wear normal sized pants.
I grab Fergus. First of all, let me say that I will deal with the pants situation. And secondly, may I say, Fergus, I mean, I more than anyone better than anyone should know that you can't just touch people. Now, let us be away. Let us be away from the teenagers. I can't be within 300 feet of them. Even being this close is breaking a few laws.
Well, I'm really sorry, sir.
Yes.
The two teenagers speedily like walk up, or walk past you guys, and coming up behind a lot of you is actually a cart. There's an older man that's like pulling his own cart, goof up this rocky embankment. A narrow embankment towards the entrance, which you can finally see for the first time. And it looks, to be like the Great Galleria, or Gallerium, you're a little underwhelmed by the entrance. Everybody, let's just see what you guys roll. Roll either history. I'll take a history check or an arcana check.
Right.
Let's see what you know. Well,
what you got. Well, there you go.
Wow, a 1 and a 20.
That
I'm impressed.
Oh, dang.
Oh, nice. Oh, damn.
Made up for it.
I got a 13.
Okay.
I rolled physical and got 19 in total.
Okay. So we have a nat 20 at the table. So our 19 are just our straight rolls. You guys have some general knowledge of this place, like some of the whispers of like how it came about. And one of them that's pretty much written in the history books is actually long before this was a shopping complex. It was created for another purpose, which is that it was a crypt basically for the dwarven race for about 1,000 years. This is kind of where they kept people. It's a catacomb in essence that they dug out on the interior of this mountain. So the entrance you're walking up on is a little lackluster, but it looks like the entrance of a tomb, kind of arch shaped. It tunnels outward, and there's clearly somebody stopping people, checking them as you enter. Now, if you rolled a nat 20, which I believe Dakota did, you know a little bit more than this. Not only do you know that it was a dwarven catacomb for a long, long time, but there are whispers that when this Gallerium started over 200 years ago, there were some contested actions that were taken to clear the dwarven bodies of the catacombs to be able to make this place happen. Because there were hundreds of thousands of dwarven bodies and they're not there anymore. So you get a little weird gut feeling seeing the entrance of this tomb as you begin to get close.
A little bit too.
Yes, the rest of you are like, it looks like a tomb. Cool.
This is
I
no.
just kind of look down towards Fergus and I'm like, uh-oh.
I say, this is no mall. It's a tomb.
Oh, fancy. Even in death, we sell shit.
I gotta give it to him. Gotta give it to him. Well, let's find a squirrel then, there, shall we?
So as you guys get closer and closer to the entrance, people begin to kind of bottleneck into a very tightly fitted line. You now had this old man with a cart behind you, some like angsty teenagers in front of you, along with a petrified woman that's just trying to get in the damn door and farther away from you guys. And you can see that there is a very gruff half-orc that is guarding the entrance, like checking people as they're coming in. So it's kind of taking a while person by person. And as you begin to look around, you realize that a lot of other people are returning squirrels. Like everybody's got a bag of squirrels or a box or a crate.
Does everybody have the same great aunt, or is this just coincidence?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Does everybody have the same great aunt, or is this a coincidence?
Thank you, Ed.
Everybody has the same. So you can tell that there was like your branded squirrel bag that they come in, that everybody's kind of got, and then some people just bought the squirrels, or like like you guys are saying, like some might have scooped them up off the side of the road and tried to pretend they were decent squirrels. They had to find their own Christmas box for them or holiday box. But there is a very branded bag for the squirrel store that they came out of.
Mine is a competitor's bag, so it looks different.
It's shaped like a giant nut, just like a huge. It's got like a poorly printed. It's like a sack. They've tried to disguise as like a giant nut.
Impressive.
Great. So you guys kind of wait and wait, and everybody roll a perception. Let's see what you perceive. Ooh.
I'm gonna have to zoom in on my character. What do I have now?
Fergus might not be perceiving very much, because noticing that everyone's got squirrels and being a little bit scared of the big, scary half-orc guard, he might be just like, maybe doing some kind of arcana check on these squirrels, just to make sure he's not going to get like...
Yeah, sure. Oh, wow. Okay.
I rolled physical and I got a 15.
Okay, so if you rolled below a 12, you don't really hear anything. You're only really seeing kind of the hubbub and what's happening ahead of you, where he's clearly checking everybody in, taking down names, and everybody's having to do something on the paper, the parchment that he's got at his kind of like podium. But that's all you can see. If you rolled above a 12, you're not only seeing this, but you're kind of picking up on the conversations around. Scrat. You are so overwhelmed with people. These people, like, you've never seen anything so amazing. People from all over the place, outfits you've never seen before, and just all the squirrels in sacks. Like, you can't handle all the squirrels. 3. Okay, yeah. So you guys are just really overwhelmed by the amount of people. Everybody else, and Will too. Will got that 22, which he's going to see and hear some extra things. Yes. So you guys are hearing the conversation.
On that one lady going at her.
Yeah, you're still keeping that woman like petrified, and she's like trying so hard to get in the door. So the rest of you are hearing small conversations happening. You hear one mother talking to another woman in line, and they're having a conversation. She says, "This is really our last chance. I've heard here at Grunbrundy, your money goes 10 times farther, and you can make a new life for yourself, way better than above ground." And the other woman goes, "Yes, we heard the same thing. My husband, his shop has just been, no hero shop there anymore. So we were told just to come here. Plus, I got to return these horrible squirrels. I heard we're getting double the price." So these kind of conversations are happening around you. And first person, who's first in line?
I am.
All right, so
Of course he is.
so Finbar not only hears these conversations,
Yes.
but you can actually pick up on what's happening on the piece of paper as you get closer, and you're seeing that you're having to give, like, you have to, not only you're signing something, it's almost like a contract for entry.
Interesting.
The great orc has these 2 huge tusks, and he looks at you and goes, "Name."
Finbar the Bard.
He scribbles something on the top of the piece of paper, and he spins it around, and he says, "Sign here for entry."
May I ask what this legal document entails?
It says you will not harm people. It says you will not steal things. It says you are under our rule while you are here.
But I want to do all of those things. Is there a way that I can get halves?
He says you must sign paper for entry.
Now, why don't we just be friends? As I say, as I cast a friend's...
You're gonna befriend him? Nice.
So
right.
what's friends? Let's see. I think it's charisma based.
I was about to say he's got a negative to his roll.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, charisma saving throw. DC is 16.
Okay.
Why can't we be friends? I say.
Well, he fails
Why can't
miserably
we be friends?
with a 8. So he says, that's what you're singing to him. He says, "I like song. You are attractive half elf," and smacks you on the back, and he hits you so hard you like stumble through the entryway. He doesn't make you sign anything.
Nice.
And he says, the half elf says, "Next."
Yeah.
He likes song.
Name.
Jeffro Bowden.
He scribbles something down. He says, "Sign here."
Sure, and I signed it with a false name.
With a false name. Okay, cool. He says, "Thank you," and pushes you through the door. Next.
I'll step up.
Great.
Don't tread on me. I'm down here.
He looks down like 5 feet to where your head starts at the ground, and he says, "Wait your turn, little one." And he pushes you in, and he says, "Name."
Gyleth the Tour.
Gyleth. Like that name. Sign here.
And I just receive it like as he was asking for an autograph, like, ah.
There
you are.
He takes back, he says, thank you, pushes you in the door. Now, little one, what is your name?
I'm Fergus Fimbleton.
He scribbles down, looks at you kind of funny, drops down to his knees to be able to get the piece of paper to you and says, sign here.
Can I add a few things? Like, I will be nice to people. I'm just gonna produce a pen. I will be nice to people, and I will try to make friends, and I will always try to look my best. Tick, tick, tick.
The half-orc goes, sign paper! Like, yells at you.
I'm sorry!
and he grabs it back and he says, move on, little one. Like, pushes you through the door. Next!
I'll step up and I'll be like, how do I get in?
Name.
Follow med.
He writes it down, sign here.
Okay, and I just throw my name haphazardly and I just walk past him.
Yeah, great. Yeah, he's like, he kind of likes your like, go get him, don't need my help attitude. Next.
I guess I'll saunter forward. And she's going to kind of lean over the table, just in that right kind of spot where, you know, the memories are pushed up to their fullest.
I know that spot.
And she's going to say, what will it take to make these papers just go away?
Are you trying to like, are you trying to persuade him to, yeah, so
not make me sign anything.
Yeah, to not make you sign anything. So yeah, you're going to have to make that a roll. So you can try to persuade him.
All right, well, I have a plus 11 to my 11, so that would be a
22. He leaned in very close. He gets so close, in fact, his tusk actually touched your face, and he says, for you, I do anything. And he takes a piece of paper, crumples it up, and eats it.
That's what I like to hear.
And with his mouth full, he goes, next. And the next one like walks up. So you guys actually make it to the entryway of the Gallerium, and it opens up into this extraordinary place, like TARDIS style, bigger on the inside, even though it looks on the outside very large. What the dwarves did was they actually dug out the interior of this mountain. The complex stands like 6 stories high. Everything's on these like open, it's basically an open plaza, and there's actually a river that runs down the center of it. And you can clearly see that things are being shipped out through this kind of canal that runs down the interior of the mountain and out the exit next to you. And there are these little halflings that are coming around and gathering up people in groups of like 10 to 20. And each of them have on a mask. It's a very simple mask. It's kind of teardrop shaped, and it's almost oversized for their head. And the mask has an ever stagnant smile, just this kind of unnerving, happy face. And it walks over and kind of gathers a lot of you, as well as a few other people together, and says, welcome to the Gallery at Grunrundy. I'm guide number 137. How can I help you today?
Hello!
Oh boy.
My people.
And she says, I am a guide here at the Gallerium. Guides are everywhere. We're here to help you and make sure you find what you're looking for.
I like this woman. Thank you.
I'm not used to this level of perky.
And
I'll have the spice that you're on.
she says, that question does not compute. If you would like spices, you will find them in the Magic District in shop number 123.
Okay.
And the guy kind of looks around and goes, I see that all of you have brought squirrels.
Yeah,
That
what do we
have?
have?
Yes.
Are you looking to resell your squirrels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say yes.
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 If you would like to resell your squirrels, you are going to need to go to the Animals, Livestock, and Monster District, located at the far end of the Gallerium. There, you will find the shop you need, the Squirrel Store, to resell your squirrels and make double your money.
All right.
Sounds
What
good to
number
me.
store is it?
Sounds fantastic.
Ari's gonna lean down to Fergus and just be like, I think I'm in love.
I want to take a quick second here. I know Dakota unfortunately has to jump out of the game and run, so we're going to take a minute to fix the cameras. Dakota, sorry you got to run, dude. Hopefully everything's okay, and we'll get you back into another game as soon as we can, my dude. Alright, buddy. I will talk to you a bit. I'll jump him out there. There we go.
There he goes.
And I'll bring in the cameras. We'll be fixed here. Give me like 2 seconds, they'll be fixed.
Yeah, totally.
How can you fall in love so soon? How do you know?
How do you know?
I can just tell by that facade it was meant to be.
When the last song started making
It's in the
sense,
eyes.
So Fergus is just gonna like start staring at the eyes, like,
See how they're glossed over and slightly dead inside? That's my kind of woman.
I can agree with that.
oh.
The guide hears you say this, and the guide says, "Here at the Gallerium, guides have no gender. We're simply a guide, here to make sure you find what you're looking for."
Oh, I'll make her feel like a woman.
All right, who wants to roll a perception?
I do.
All right, everybody that wants to roll it, roll it. See what you see. Well, we'll get some things organized here.
Finally above a 10.
I rolled a 22 physical.
Woo, okay, cool. So you notice that, like, looking down the rows, these as the guides have kind of come together, all the guides are using the same voice, as if the mask that they are wearing is almost like literally a mask of cleansing, so that everybody says and speaks the exact same way, regardless of whether or not it's a male halfling or a female halfling under actually wearing the mask. Actually, in fact, you notice that their body language suggests that they're actually just kind of like standing there, that they actually hate their jobs, even though the mask is constantly like... Actually, I think I've got a picture of the mask here. I'll drop it in Roll20 for you guys.
Yes.
I say that. Excuse me.
Very much like this guide. We should have more of these guides everywhere we go, I think. I need an
I
underwear
agree.
guide. I need
These
one
are the
of...
nicest people I've met.
I need one of
Living
you.
nightmare. Let's go on.
Yeah.
I'm with Jyleth.
So the guy basically says, if you have no more questions, you can begin your journey. Make sure, if you're looking for the exit, to follow the red arrows. If you're looking for the next district, there are signs on every wall. And if you've got the money, you can buy your own guide for your travels through the Gallerium at Grunrundy.
How much?
How much is a guide? How much is a guide?
I hate you guys so much. He says, the guide says, guide stores can be found at the end of every district here in Grunrundy. There are 10 districts here at Grunrundy. Look for the guide store and information desk. There you'll find prices for guides all over Gallerium here at Grunrundy. And she says, my job as 137 is to stand here and greet new entries. Bye.
Bye.
And it like the halfling underneath like limply waves as the mask stays perky. And you guys begin your journey deeper into the Gallerium.
Perkiness is appreciated very much. Thank you.
So as you begin to travel, the kind of entry path widens a little bit, and you can see that there are actually the river that runs down the middle, or the canal that runs down the middle, has bridges about every 1,000 feet or so that crosses over to the other side. And the bottom 2 floors seem to be commercial. There are carts and stands and racks and even some stores where they've even what might have been a deeper tomb, not just like a catacomb shelf, was kind of reinvigorated. It has a new storefront on it, and they're just using these built holes in the wall basically as their stores. And most of what you see as you enter is pretty general, generic stuff, mostly general survival stuff. But you can see a lot of people are heading deeper in. And you come to your first district, as you would, and the district there's a giant sign that says District Number 1, the Fashion District.
Oh, guys, can we stop?
I think we might get arrested by the fashion police.
I need nothing in fashion, Fergus. But you, however, are a crime of fashion. We must get you some new pants.
But I made these clothes myself.
That's the
Sure
problem.
the pants will be enough.
Yes, might need a cloak as well. A few accessories on top of that. But really, it seems like there's a bit of a rush to sell these squirrels off. So I say we get rid of our goonies, the squirrels, and then we move on, get the clothing line. Honestly, I don't know why I'm clothing you. I really have just met you, though. But
My ma did tell me to get the best suit I can afford. Like, you know, the latest cut this season. The whole thing.
how
I'm sorry, but my specialty is not putting clothes on people. It's the opposite.
I like the way you talk. Although I am, in fact, a underwear connoisseur myself. Although I would consider myself to be in the business of putting on underwear and taking it off as well. So they go hand in hand. If anyone is looking for some Fergus, in fact, I have a new line out.
What's
You-
underwear?
You hear just not even like 15 feet from you. There's this stand and there's a woman there who's like, the best underwear in all of Grunrundi. You can get right here at this stand.
Oh, that bitch.
What are you looking for? I've got cotton and canvas. And she's kind of like talking to people, get your underwear here. And she has a very kind of quaint underwear truck. It's
Well,
almost like a
it's-
cart that she's selling out of just off the main path.
Here's the thing, Fergus. While she may have some fine underwear, yes, she does not have the Finbar latest line, which is total sin.
Mister, I'm sorry, sir, but what are these underwear things? Why are they all tasseled? And
they are-
What do you use them for?
Well, I use them for a great deal of things, but primary purpose that one would use them for is for comfort. And not only to feel comfortable, but to feel empowered as well in one's manhood or womanhood. To be resting comfortably, but also be safe in the comfort that were you to lose your trousers, that there would be something much better underneath.
I don't know about manhood or womanhood, but I have a gnome hood. Look, I made it myself on my jumper. Look,
I don't
see?
want to look at your flappy gnome hood, no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This just keeps getting better and better.
So
I just
I'm going to
comfort.
I'm going to give you a complimentary copy, Fergus. Now these will destroy themselves in 10 days. In 10 days, it's a trial. It's a trial version. The first one's free. They destroy themselves in 10 days. If you don't destroy them before that, then you will be signed into our program, which is a monthly subscription box. Something it's a little bit like a loot box because there could be any amount of booty inside, but rather than booty inside, it's for your booty. You see what I did there? And I hand him this black leather underwear.
On the ass, it says for your booty.
Oh, in Diamante. In Diamante style.
Yes.
For my booty.
So he just takes it and starts wrapping it around his boots. Like, well, it's for my boot.
Close it up. It's like giant, all levels of uncomfortable. Right now.
Yeah. How about, since they're talking underwear and you're trying to like ignore the conversation, make another perception to see if you can locate the next few districts or something that'll lead you in that direction.
You got it.
Yes. Okay, a 14. Yeah. So across the way, across the like river that runs down the middle, on the opposite side, you can see another kind of giant cavernous hole that you can only assume leads down, you know, kind of perpendicular to where you're standing. Another district, though you can't tell which district it is.
Just like just that moment where you're trying to just focus so your eyes are extra wide.
Right.
What do your dragon eyes see?
Yeah.
Let's see. So this one, you can't see what's written on the plaque, but the style of people that are kind of in and out and shopping there, and almost like what you might consider the bouncer or security for that district is standing at the door, and he's clad in kind of rusted armor that looks very, very outdated. And things have been kind of piecemealed together versus being a full set.
So I'm at the moment like that interests Giles because he just is a warrior. He can't. They definitely catch his eye, so he just looks at the. You can talk about your britches. I'm gonna go.
So he sets off. Do you guys want to go with him?
Sure thing.
Yeah,
oh, and
I'll
thank
just
you, Yami, for reminding me. Madame has a wild magic surge to roll.
Well, roll it, girl.
Roll it, roll it,
Bugger.
roll it.
Oh.
Honk, panic.
Say D10,000. I'll give you the roller here.
Oh, thank you.
It is like so. Just about the quotation.
Yep.
Yep. And bloop.
Oh.
Ooh, 8.
I've never seen one not with four
7,
like numbers.
yeah.
I've never seen a 3-numbered one.
Ooh, this is interesting.
Ooh.
Ooh. Caster finds. Caster finds a compelling but incomprehensible magical tome.
Oh, okay. What kind of magical tome? Incomprehensible?
Yes, it's compelling but incomprehensible.
I found this compelling but incomprehensible tome.
It
I
drops
got-
out of the pants of a
Well
man
done.
that walks beside. Yeah, a man like walks past you, drops out of his pants.
I'd
As-
pick that
as
up
you
quickly
think
if
about,
I
like when they drop out of people's pants, and I guess magical tomes are one thing.
3-second rule.
Is that what underwear are for? You keep your books in them?
Yes, totally.
That's what I do with my underwear.
Yes. Well, it's like, you know how women will often store like things in their bra.
Yes.
I'm assuming someone decided tome in the trousers,
Thumb
you
in
know?
trousers, yep.
Yeah. It looks to be written in ancient Dwarvish. Like some kind of Dwarvish. I don't know if you get, I don't know what your languages are, but if it's incomprehensible, I would suspect you can't speak Dwarvish. It's written
Fergus,
in
you're
Dwarvish.
short. What does this say?
Well, I can read some of the letters, but I don't know what it says. That's a ger, and that's a ni, and that's a mer.
I speak Dwarven, if
It's a
that helps.
Gunnimer.
What else do I speak?
I was gonna say, does
Yes.
Finbar speak Dwarvish? Anybody speak
I speak
Dwarvish?
Dwarvish and Elvish, if I can be of assistance.
Well, be of assistance, damn it. Yeah, so you kind of peek over their shoulders and you can see it's actually incomplete, but it looks like some kind of historical tome that talks of a rare finding. We're talking like 1,000 years ago, like old, a great finding that must be kept a secret. That's all it says.
I must tell the world about this secret.
Well, we
Even though it doesn't say what the
have
secret
to find
is.
out what the secret is first of all, Harry.
It's Victoria's. It's okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with her and her work.
So you guys have been deciphering this tome and kind of walking through the crowds of people across the bridge. It's very structural. This is clearly what it's meant for. And you get to the entrance of the next district, and it says Antiques District. And it looks like a junkyard on the inside. You look down the hallway, and it's just like a junkyard, just junk.
Guess old dead squirrels might go here, but not our ones.
Oh, perfect.
Oh boy.
Are you broke your dead squirrels?
I brought my dead squirrels and I got them like strung up like puppets, like, you know.
The gentleman that was kind of guarding the entrance, who has on this kind of hodgepodge of rusted old armor, bends down. He's missing a few teeth, and he says, "If you're gonna entertain, you should go to the entertainment district. This is a sales-only site."
But they're puppets.
They are considered entertainment. You need to take them to the entertainment district.
What kind of psychopath would find this entertaining?
There's two kids that are like, ah, da, 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 as you're like, you've been moving them.
Oh, okay. Right. She just like awkwardly pats them on the head, like you can tell that she doesn't know what to do when it comes to children. It's like
the mother goes, "Come along, children, come along. Those are nice squirrels. We have ours to return." And she heads off down the path.
And I imagine by this time Jared has come back. He's like, he tried talking to the guard, but he's just on duty, so he wouldn't speak. So it's just like, "Oh, I'm back with it's like, I left for a little while. What are those?"
Are you guys entering the district, or are you gonna stay at the threshold?
Threshold for me.
I am on the threshold, yes.
On the threshold, okay. Yeah, you look down. It's a much darker tunnel than the fashion district. The fashion district had this edge of like upkeep. You can tell that there were some very fashionable places here. And not fashion in terms of your armor, but actual garbs were sold there. This district is, like I said, it looks more like a junkyard. People have filled holes in the wall with just everything from like pieces of broken armor to like rusty spoons. People are trying to hawk their wares here. It's more trade and bargain than it is actual purchase. Yeah, and it's a much darker, kind of dingier orange glow to this area. But it does seem to be that the upper floors have some kind of residential above them. That there are people not selling their wares on upper floors. It's just kind of traffic.
Light, thank you, my friend.
He says, "Are you going to enter the district, or are you just going to stand here and entertain me illegally?"
Did someone say illegal entertainment? Because
Oh God, no!
He looks at Finbar and says, "You can also find that in the entertainment district."
I'm off over there. Ari, Fergus, shall we?
I go with Finn.
Jeffro, come on, lads.
That sounds like a
I
good
like
time
the
waiting to happen.
So you guys, I guess you keep going. You've left this.
I'm just like, it's only gonna get worse. Let's go.
It's only gonna get worse. So you go down one more, the one on your left. Let's see, which one does that read? That one reads the Makers District. This looks like more of your average everyday. Your tailors are gonna be here. You're going to have your blacksmiths here. Anything that is handmade, basket weaving, that kind of thing that's not considered fashion, you're going to find here. And you can kind of see, you can hear the tink, tink, tink of a blacksmith. You can see carts full of really well-appraised and some not armor, weaponry, that kind of thing. But across the way, you finally see it. It says the Entertainment District.
Hello, baby.
Yeah, and it feels that way. Like when you look upon it, it's so brightly lit. You don't even know. It's almost magical in a way. And people are bustling. There are two, almost like Vegas style. They've got like feathers and they're very, very scantalously clad, standing at the entrance of it, kind of like bobbing as they stand. And they're like, "Welcome to the Entertainment District. Welcome to the Entertainment District. Welcome."
Viva la Garundi.
Yes, Daddy is home. Fear not.
Oh, praise Paylor, we found it.
We've made it to Jerusalem.
So this is actually a larger district. As you guys kind of like walking through, it is just like Fergus would be completely overwhelmed. If you were overwhelmed with just the people, you've got everything from like pony horse rides at one point, like in an open area. You've got crystal ball readers over here. It looks like you've got music happening over there. Bards in the street trying to play for money. There's some kind of red light district, no doubt. And you actually see for the first time, it's like a hotel, and your first taverns are kind of coming into play. But you only see about one or two taverns. The rest of them are stray brothels.
Can I pick Fergus up and put him on my shoulder so that he can see?
Oh, that's so cute. Of course you can. Yes. So you boost him up and you can see for the first time, like as far as your eyes go, people are like dressed in cool clothing. You can hear like music playing in one corner. There's a few places to eat, though you're surprised that there's not more. Yeah, and people seem very happy and lively, very drunk, and the crowd is really dense. It feels like a Saturday night in the middle of like a city, like a club city, in the middle of this place. And it's like this 24/7. And the women are still bouncing as you guys get to the entrance, and they say, "Welcome to the Entertainment District."
This is where Ari starts like nervously putting her squirrels away because suddenly she's really embarrassed about her squirrels.
Like they're not enough.
They're not cool enough to be here. Apart from you, it's okay. Squeakums, squeakity squeak, squeakadoo. You're fine. You're fine. Bono's fine.
Anybody want to do anything particular? You're here. Finbar had a plan.
Fergus, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go?
I want to do everything. I've never had a pint before.
Tavern.
drinking.
Oh,
Go.
good lord.
Okay, so you guys see a small tavern. It's definitely not anything large. I wouldn't even consider it a tavern. It's more like an open face bar. And on the back side of it, think like Chinatown style. So you like come up and you sit at the storefront, and you sit down, and this very haggard woman leans over and goes, "It's the middle of the day. What do you want?"
It's high noon somewhere. I want a pint for myself and Fergus.
A pint.
You're my new best friend. Thank
Are
you.
you sure he can handle a pint?
We're about to find out. Just give him the pint.
Anything in particular? They come in pints. Anything in particular?
Skip the low alcohol stuff. Give him the good stuff.
Okay. She reaches back and pours 2 pints of a very thick, kind of purple mead, and slams it down on the table, and she says, "This is brewed right here in the halls of Grunrundy."
Well, drink up, Fergus.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Oh my god.
And Fergus is gonna he's never drunk before. He's just like, oh, it tastes quite good. Oh, glug, 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 glug.
All right, make a Constitution save. Let's see how wasted you get.
Yeah, we just lost Crumpler there. The camera's messed up for a second. I'm sure he's joining back in.
All right, cool. Stick with us. All right, I'm sorry. I'm with it. Okay, you rolled a 19. Okay. So surprisingly enough, you slurp this down, and it has this rich taste of almost like wine, like grapes, but it's definitely a thicker mead than it is a wine. And there's something weird about it. You don't know what it is, but it's just, there's something weird about it, as if it's almost like fake. It's got that fake taste to it. And as you're drinking it, you're like, damn, that's kind of tasty and fake tasting. And then you go to wonder, how the hell do they grow grapes inside of a mountain?
It's them GMOs.
Jethro, you also
Can't trust
you're gonna slurp yours down, or are you gonna slow sip yours?
Slow sip.
Slow sip.
I
You
learned
slow
from
sip.
experience that
Yeah. Yeah, you also get the same taste. It is a very tasty mead, but it's there's something strange about it. It's definitely not anything like you've ever had on the surface.
Could I backtrack it? What it is?
Sure. If you wanted to maybe roll, I don't know. What, you could roll an insight on it. I would take an insight.
Let's see. Insight. Oh, that's gonna be good. That's a 22 insight physical.
Oh, hot dog. Okay. So yeah, you have no issue realizing that it tastes funny because they've been growing these grapes with a daylight spell, that they've been faking daylight to grow their crop to make this. And she leans over and says, "So, how was it?"
I loved it.
It's okay.
I can tell. It was okay. She gets a little taken aback and she says, "We grow that right here in the halls of Grunrundy. You know, my brother runs the brewery down in the Makers District
I could
that
taste
brews this stuff." Can you? Well, I sure hope you could.
There's a difference between grapes with natural sunlight and sunlight spell.
There's one way to settle this.
Oh boy.
She
Drinking
leans in.
contest and arm wrestling. Arm wrestling right now.
Arm wrestling contest. She says, "Well, now, isn't this some entertainment?" And she said, "Am I arm wrestling?"
Yes. You
Oh.
versus, what's your name? I begin,
Jeffro.
Jada over here
Yes.
JJ.
versus your lovely self. All right, I'm taking bets, everyone. Bets.
She says, "But I'm just an old woman. I can't do it here. Let me get my son." And she
No, no,
turns
no, no.
around to the back and says, she says,
Chosen a champion.
"Billy, oh
chosen a
Billy,"
champion.
and he
Can I stealth out of this with Fergus on my back?
this giant, I say giant, this human walks out, and he is a big old boy.
How
He's
big is he?
home grown, and he sits down, and he's got to be like 6'5". His muscles are the size of my neck, and he sits down and he says, "Did somebody say arm wrestling? And his mother goes, we are taking bets. This woman is right. Bets on arm wrestling. My son, Billy here versus who?
Jennifer.
Oh, Jennifer versus my son Billy. Taking bets. And people start stepping up and start handing like coin, and they're trading different means to start betting on you guys. Let's roll a strength. Are you ready for this? You want to do best 2 out of 3?
Nah.
I got your back. I'm gonna slam down 100 gold. Come on, Jeffro, you can do it.
Oh, 100 gold. Okay, cool.
I abstain and I will really drink.
I have never done a.
What does count as an attack roll, or?
Yeah, so you can just so it'll be a roll plus your strength modifier.
Yeah, but if it's like a hit, then I can use a stunning strike and make him paralyzed.
Oh, yeah, but it's not a hit. It's our strengths against one another. Yeah. Yeah.
Pressure points in the finger.
Yep.
Is there a way that Ari can sneakily assist?
I don't know.
With maybe like some sort of deception? Like maybe she slicks the surface a little bit so that the elbow...
You want to make a sleight of hand to like slick the surface? You also have that lean that you did to get in the door.
Oh yes, that is true.
So
I
you could
distract the other gentleman in other ways.
Right. So if you want to lean, what I'll do is give him a disadvantage on his roll for staring at your chest. If that's what you want to do. Okay.
There we go.
You can lean.
She's put her money on Jethro because she knows that that's the like higher ends on, like, because everybody is going for the big muscular guy.
This is true. This is true. Okay. So there's the first one, which we're really glad that I'm rolling disadvantage. Yeah. So roll your strength against mine.
Let's see. I rolled a 6 plus 2. No, 6 plus 1. That's a 7.
Oh no. Okay, so first round goes to Billy. Billy rolled a 13 on a disadvantage. Oh. He is a strong man. And he says, ha ha ha, more bets. As people begin chanting and tossing more money on the table, the pot is getting giant against you.
Jethro, don't let me down here. Come on.
And he pushes them up higher.
Double or nothing.
Yeah, okay, here we go. He's gonna roll again at disadvantage for the cleavage distraction.
Natural 20.
Oh, did you roll a nat 20?
Yes.
Okay, her extra lean, he's not even gonna bother rolling. Her extra lean of cleavage came at just the right time. And literally when his mom smacks her hand on the table, you're able to take his arm and smash it to the table. You actually crack a couple of his knuckles. You hit it so hard as he is still drooling over Ari's cleavage there. And you win that round. And actually at a nat 20, you've cracked his knuckles, so he can't fight the next one. So you win.
All right.
I will now be taking in all the coin, please. All the coin. Who bet against Jethro?
So we only had like 150 gold bet on him, and there was about, I don't know, like 10 times that much bet against him. So I'm going to give you guys as a pot another 2,000 gold on this. Yeah, you guys can split it even if you want to, but you guys get another 2,000 gold. And the mother grabs this giant guy by the ear and pulls him back and says, what have I told you about staring at women's cleavage? Says, we've lost all of our money for the week. No. How are we? And then you guys hear her say, how are we going to pay the collectors? As she drags them to the back and leaves you sitting at the bar with 2 empty pints and like a little blood where his knuckles smashed.
Can I lean over the bar and grab some drinks?
Yeah, you can totally. Do you want to slide a hand it, or are people gonna see you?
I won, so.
Oh, that's true. Okay, people feel like it's fair. You won. Kind of take a few things. There's actually a bottle of the Gallerium brewed mead there. You can tell by its purple color.
Oh, Jeffy!
All right, refill. Fergus, you want some?
So you're able to grab a bottle.
Yeah,
and, I mean, at this point, you can see people are walking around drinking. It's the entertainment district, for Christ's sake. It's like open container. It's like Savannah. Yes. So you guys are like walking around with your cups, and people are, kind of mingling. Anybody want to? You guys just won a arm wrestling contest against this giant human man.
Thank you very much for the assist, Ari.
Oh, happy to help. They always are.
And I just slide half of my winnings over to her side because she did half the work.
Yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, you guys kind of split. And what you find interesting is that it's not just gold coins. Some of this is money that maybe you've never seen before. Some of it's actually like gems and untraded valuables. Yeah. Untraded valuables. Fergus, anything? Oh, we've got Jesse's back with us. Hey, man.
So I just imagine it's like Gilus is just, while everyone is conversing, he just went off somewhere to may not thought he saw a female dragonborn. Is it like...
Yeah. Actually, the two women at the entrance of the entertainment district, they're like, "Welcome to the entertainment district," are actually dragonborn, scantily clad dragonborn. So you stop at the entrance, and you're actually broken from your trance, speaking to these women by the hip hip hoorah happening 20 feet ahead of you. That sounds like was kind of like a ruckus. People were like chanting. It's dissipated now, but you can only assume there was some kind of gambling going on.
So, Fergus, he's gonna try and climb back up on top of Jeffro, and like hold his arm in the air, like, yeah!
Everybody around you gives out like a. This stuff probably happens all the time here, so everybody kind of looks and is like, yeah. Kind of like half-hearted, like I've seen better, like it was cool, but
I'm just like, yeah, what I miss.
Yeah, to like walk up.
I got saved by boots.
So you guys are standing around splitting your money, kind of still celebrating at what is in essence empty now because she's still in the back, the older woman chewing her son out. And Jethro, you feel this very solid tink, tink, tink on your shoulder.
Okay. I turn around to see what happened.
There are two women. They seem very put together. They are in black leather. And they wear a matching pendant on their chest, which you recognize is actually a symbol that was above the entryway to the entertainment district. And she leans over and she goes, "We see you won money in our district."
Is this a mob hit?
Hello, ladies.
They looked at you and they said, one moment. We'll deal with you momentarily. She leans to him and says, "You know, any money won here in the entertainment district must be paid forward by percentage to us."
Listen here, I'm an expert at owing people money. How much percentages are we talking about here, ladies?
Yeah, talk to my accountant.
Yes, I am the manager of his assets.
So she looks to you and goes, "Oh, assets. We were only talking about what he won, but if you become a resident of the entertainment district, we do have openings.
Really?
We would be more than happy to keep those assets safe for you."
Really, I would love to speak at a great length with you about that. In fact, I myself run a business, particularly in the underwear business, but I believe that I have a unique take on the many brothels that you have here, mixed with my new line of underwear for a heady mix. So I would love to talk to you at great length about that.
She leans in and goes, "Well, we do not run the brothels, you see.
Of course.
Are you all new to the Gallerium?"
We are new indeed, but we are looking to do a great deal of business here for a very long time. Now, what I'm hoping is that this long-term relationship, business relationship, and many small-time flings, no doubt, along the way, that we will have, can secure a little oversight of Jeffro's takings here. You understand that I'm going to be spending a great deal of money here, and, well, as a gesture of goodwill towards the continued business that we are going to do together all day and all night long, perhaps you could see to not having to pay Jeffro's money up front right now.
She leans in and says, "You talk a lot about things that are not pertinent." She says, "He won money in our district. The rules here at the Gallerium are such. Each district has its own set of collectors." And she gestures to herself and her twin actually standing next to her. And she says, "My sister and I are part of the Collectors Guild here in the entertainment district. And to stay, you must pay your percentage of what you earn. For you see, you've spent no money. You've only taken it."
All right,
We
woman.
spent
Well,
money when we
what's...
bought the drink, didn't we?
Yeah, we did buy a few drinks here, and, well, fine. What percentage are you talking here?
She looks at her sister. They give almost like they're like talking between one another without actual words. She turns back to you and looks and says, 10%.
Seems fair enough.
Can I do an insight, maybe?
Yeah.
Ari doesn't believe a word of this.
I'm not sure that these women are really collectors.
Fergie, hold your
Come
coin.
on.
Oh.
Listen to the boobs. Listen to the boobs.
Hold my beer, fuckers.
I'm holding his beer.
15 with the +5 to insight.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay. She is telling the truth about the fact that she and her sister are collectors. And that they're probably not the only ones, and that they do go around and collect money from people. You can tell that they're being very dishonest about how much to charge you, the percentage, that they're making that up based upon the fact that you guys all look gullible.
Do they have money on their person, like
Let's
they
call it
bought
12%.
purse or anything?
Oh, I'd like to bargain it down then. Yeah. Let's
Okay,
bargain.
so so his question is yes, they do actually. They have a couple of bags on their waist belts where they've clearly been kind of making their rounds. And she looks at you and sees that you clearly have something to say and says, yes. And for the first time, you can tell she gives respect to the female of the group and says, yes, and leans in kind of flirtatiously and says, do you have something to say?
Work your charm, lady.
What percentage of the profits are you making on this?
Oh, we here as the collectors do not make any of the profit, of course. She's now kind of her and her sister are like circling you like vultures. All of that money goes to upkeep of our district. And of course, a percentage of it goes to the owner of the Gallerium. He does deserve to make some money for owning this place.
Wonderful Wizard of Oz kind of deal going on here. 10%.
Well, yes, that's what I said. 10%. We would take
Okay.
10%.
So I would argue 5.
Oh, she kind of looks at you and smiles and says, I would argue that we're going to need more than that, as the owner takes a minimum of 5%.
6 then.
Would you like to roll a persuasion?
Yes.
Roll it.
Persuasion is
going on?
ridiculously high.
Do it.
I went all in on my charisma.
That's good. We're gonna
While
need
this is
somebody.
going on, can Fergus just sort of like lean on Jeffro and go, Jeffro, are these bad people? Are they trying to take stuff from us?
Yes. They're not very nice people.
And then Fergus is gonna go very quiet.
Aw,
I go to Fergus and just feel his hair. It's like, okay, buddy.
7 plus 11, so 18 for that persuasion. She looks at you and goes, she leans in very close, almost too close, and says, I will take your 6%, but I am going to ask that you stay here in our district during your time at Grunrundi.
Right,
If you do not, I was about to say, if you do not book hotel, room, and board with us, then I do not take your 6%.
Where is your where is your best brothel? I'll sleep there for the night.
She points down the way, kind of looks at all of you and says, the preferred brothel is down the way. She kind of points about 500 feet or so. You can't miss it. You'll know it when you see the sign.
Jeffro,
And she puts her hand out. Now payment, please.
Jeffro, should we run? Should we just run?
What do you want to do?
Should we just run?
Yeah, we're legging it.
You guys tear ass? You don't pay her?
Yep.
So-
Oh, you're gonna
No.
ditch? Okay.
Fergus casts color
Like,
spray to blind them.
I just pick up my coin purse, like a handful of gold coins.
Okay.
Everybody toss a handful of gold coins in the air and just leg it.
When I
We're
see them do this, I turn invisible. Oh, we're
Okay.
doing that.
Okay. Ari, do you guys want to do, the other two of you want to do anything before they call shenanigans?
I see them taking off, and I'm like, look, I'm in this. And so he knows. It's like he's stuck to them. He's seen with them. He's got to book it with them.
Ari, are you gonna tear us too?
She kind of has this moment where she's just like standing there on her own, and it's just like.
Okay. When she bolts, or when all of you start running, and I'm gonna have you all make a survival because you're running through just crowds of people. I need to make sure you don't trip and fall on your face. You hear one of the twins yell out, "Get them! They're running!" And you see for the first time that there are actually many of these beautiful women dressed in black leather in the entertainment district as they start kind of coming out of the crowds. And there's about 6 of them now that are all chasing you.
Being chased by women is normal for you, right, Finbar?
Right.
Okay. Well, I guess technically Finbar's invisible, so he can do as he pleases. But okay, I've got 1 roll. Anybody else want to give me their numbers? Okay, nice. Nice.
Off the shoulders, gone.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. You jump off, and you're just like you're ting 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 through the feet of all these people. The rest of you don't. The rest of you don't fall on your face, which is good. You all make your run, but it's not very good, and they're able to keep eyes on you. Now, after you've run half of the distance, so what, 250 feet or so, through this kind of crowds of people dodging and pushing people and causing chaos and commotion, you can see the sign they were talking about. It is a big black cat. Big black wooden black cat that's been painted and hung above a door that's covered in a red velvet curtain. That would be probably the sign you can all assume that they were talking about. You also see to your right as you're running, that's on your left. On the right of the pathway, there's a staircase that leads upstairs, which you can only assume probably goes to permanent residential for the entertainment district.
I would like to immediately start trying to disguise myself as a male patron.
Okay.
Go in to try and like acquaint with one of the females so that I am just like out of the way and no one can find me.
Okay. All right. Roll that disguise. And do you have you may have.
Would that be maybe deception?
Deception, yeah. And do you have a disguise kit? Because are you a rogue?
Yes.
Did you take it? You may have. I think you get one, but you may not have taken proficiency on it. That's up to you.
I didn't take proficiency on it. No, I didn't.
Okay. So just don't take your bonus, but you can roll. Okay. So you're basically using that, whatever's in it, and then you are going to roll that deception.
Okay. So I rolled a 6 for what was in it.
Okay.
And okay, 11 plus 11 again. So
okay. So all you managed to pull out of your disguise kit is a really patchy mustache. That's it. And you managed to like slap it on your face.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what you managed to pull out of your kit. And you managed to like sling it on, and you slip in the door of the big black cat. And
he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty
boy. You do make your disguise when you get inside, but I need to know exactly what it is that you're doing on this 22 roll to disguise yourself with such a horrible beard.
I would like to procure myself someone for the night, please.
There's a drow woman who leans in and says, she like runs her finger through your beard, and she says, I sure do like a man with a beard. This way, please. And she kind of leads you off. Now, what are the other 3 gentlemen doing?
So Fergus is going to touch Jeffro and cast invisibility on him.
Nice. Okay. All right. He's clear and free. They've lost sight of him. We've lost sight of Finbar. You're invisible. What are you doing, Fergus? Oh, that's right. You're basically hiding in the feet of people. You had such a great survival.
I'm gonna hide.
All right. What are you doing?
Jonathan did not think this through. He took off running, like shield out in case he needs a battering ram. He's lost contact with everyone, so he's just running, and it's just like,
Okay. So you're basically, you don't see anybody peel off. They go invisible. Everything goes dark. You've run past the big black cat. And you're trailing through people. You're like pushing them out of the way. 6 of these black women in black leather are now chasing you. Get out of the way! And they're like pushing people as they're chasing you. And you run all the way to the end. We're talking like solidly 2,000 feet or so. And get to the end, and it comes to a dead-end stop. At the very end of the entertainment district is a set of rides for children, like livestock rides and those kind of things. And there are kids that are like terrified on the back of horses and goats. There might even be like a tame bugbear that kids can go like pet at the petting zoo. And they're all staring at you terrified as you've run up on them with your shield. You've bashed all these people out of the way, and these women are yelling for somebody to stop you. What do you do?
And just imagine Giles is in a feat of panic. He was in the wrong place, wrong time, no plan, shield in hand.
Yeah.
So he's just at this moment, he's just bracing with shield and just that slow turn back to the people chasing him.
Yeah.
Just like ready for anything.
You feel at your side the tug of 2 very small creatures, and they're not just like, hey mister, they're like pulling you.
Okay.
You look down and you see 2 gnomes. They seem to fit this district very well. They've got like jingles on them and like very flashy bits, and they say, hurry, come with us, and they're like pulling you off the beaten path.
I show them the resistance, and I'm just like, I got nothing to lose, and I just go along with them.
Yeah. So they one of them tells you like, put down your shield, and kind of asks you to like duck and get lower, and they pull you into a shop just in time for the group of these 6 women to make it to the end where the pride is and go, where did he go? Where did he go? And they start just kind of scouring the shops and areas. They're almost going door to door knocking for you. Now these gnomes have pulled you into not even a shop, it's like a back alleyway that leads up to the residential housing. And they speed you up to the 2nd floor, and literally they get behind like what is kind of a house plant or decorative plant as you're looking over the edge down at the activity happening on the lower level. And they say, what were you thinking? You're just supposed to do what they say. Just do what the collectors say, and then nobody gets hurt.
And I just kind of look at him, it's like, words want to come out, but it just looks like it's just a very scared looking grin, and just like.
He looks to his friend and goes, Nimble, I don't think he talks very much. I don't think so either, Thimble.
And it like almost started, I can talk.
Well, good. What were you doing? You had a bunch of people and then they all split, and now you're in serious trouble. You have to get out of the entertainment district or they're going to arrest you.
Great. Listen, I was with a bunch of people. We're here to return squirrels. And I got distracted. And needless to say, I saw them take off running. I didn't think what was going on, so I took along with them. And needless to say, wrong place, wrong time.
So the 2 of them look up and you go, oh, the squirrels. And they go, well, you're sure in the wrong district for that, mister. Here, follow us. And they pitter patter and lead you down through some like off corridors actually that are built deeper or dug deeper into the mountains, which are really more of true catacombs that have been repurposed as residential housing. And when I say housing, all it is, the shelves where bodies used to lie are now where people sleep. You can tell a significant difference between the residential housing and the way it's upkept, which is really slums, compared to what people actually come to see in the entertainment district. There's this kind of stark juxtaposition. And they kind of lead you through and they're like, shh, just keep quiet. We're going to get you back where you need to go. They lead you kind of down and around and through some places. They're checking corners, and they finally get you to a flight of stairs that leads you right in front of the big black cat. And they say, go. And they like push you out in the crowd. Now's your chance. And they go, we were never here. And they disappear off. into the crowds like gnomes do, and you can see that all the women that were searching for you guys are not currently at the big black cat.
And it's like now that I can return my Giant's breathing returns to normal, like, and it just that moment where it's just like, all right, and he just picks up the squirrel bag. All right, take your business.
So dedicated to those squirrels. Jethro, you're still invisible. Fergus, what are you up to? You're on mute.
Fergus will be silently moving through the crowds. I guess he's just going to be like giggling insanely, actually, just giggling his head off. He's having a whale of a time, running between legs, not really caring where he's going, just laughing and dodging and laughing.
Okay, so you don't enter. You're running through people at this point. It's like a playground for you. Okay, yeah. Okay. Jethro, what are you up to? You're invisible. You can do what you like, or at least try to.
Can I change clothes while I'm invisible?
Yeah, you sure. Sure. Seems like invisible's the perfect time to change clothes.
I probably at the same time as Jeffro comes out with his new disguise, Finbar pops up with his new disguise. He's exactly the same, except now he's wearing a flat cap. And no one will notice who I am. You see, I've got the new hat on, Jeffro. It's me, Finbar. It's me, Finbar. Come on.
Oh, hey, didn't recognize you, man.
Yeah.
You guys look over and you see your friend with his shield and bag of squirrels standing at the entrance of the Black Cat, very lost.
Do I see Fergus?
Do you want him to see you, Fergus? That's the better question because you've kind of been in stealth mode.
Fergus isn't necessarily hiding that much. He is stealthing, but he's also giggling his head off. So
you can see ahead that something is kind of parting the crowds and bumping into people. It's not the women who were searching for you, the group of women. There seems to be some kind of commotion created by a small creature ahead.
I pick him up from through the crowd, put him back on my shoulder.
Yeah, you easily find him, and he's really, really, really excited.
Thanks for saving my ass.
We've got to get out of here. You realize that this place is fucking mad. I mean, I love it, but it's mad.
Yeah, let's go.
As you guys are standing at the entrance of the Black Cat, out walks this beautiful drow woman, and she points right at Finbar and goes,
"Hello.
Hi. Would you like to come in?"
Yes, I would. Forget what I was just saying.
As you enter... Yeah, anybody else want to come with him?
I take off my cap as I enter inside, for it is a holy place.
Fergus, you never had a pint before, right?
Well, I've had one now. I'm just gonna be like waving.
Before?
To be fair, well, you just bought me one, didn't you remember?
Yeah, but have you ever had a woman before?
Well, my mom was a woman, and I had sisters, and.
Okay, we're going in. Time to.
God.
Okay, so you guys, she calls out a couple more of her drow, her drow women, if you would, from this brothel. It's very clearly all drows. And one of them literally squats down and leans in really close to Fergus and boops him on the nose, just like, boop, and says, "Well, aren't you cute? I could eat you up."
I believe she's
figure of speech, Fergus, figure of speech.
No.
Oh.
No. Some people pay a great deal of money for that.
That's also true.
Yeah, but that's your fetish, Finbar.
Yeah. So you guys enter this beautiful, I mean, it does not look anything like anything else you've seen. They've covered everything in kind of a velvety fabric. There are very soft places. There are clearly separate rooms. It is, a very popular hangout for both men and women. And there's a very feminine man with a beard in the corner, talking up a drow.
Hello.
You're buying it, but something's not right.
Hello.
I've got weird feelings about this.
It's very feminine, yet so familiar. Like
The most confused boner. The most confused boner.
I'm excited, yet confused.
Are you a doorbell? Because ding dong. Also, net 20 for Madame Gandalf from Berserker Nerd for dealing with the
Yes. So you guys are inside, and the women are obviously staying with you. They've kind of pulled you into the centralized area. There are tables and chairs and booze. This kind of purple mead being passed around again. And anybody want to strike up conversation, or are you just sitting there with your pretty ladies?
No, absolutely, I want to.
I want to make sure that Fergus gets the treatment he deserves.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, what do we do here? What's all this? Get a woman.
This is Lady Favor. She will open up a whole new world of possibilities for you.
This is so embarrassing.
Didn't Finbar talk about this a little bit earlier? Don't we show each other our underwear? And he's just gonna like, dip his hand in his boot and pull out the underwear.
Fergie. It's much more exciting when she does it slowly in private.
Let the professionals.
Are those the black underwear, the leather ones that he gave you earlier?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, as you hold them up, she reaches out and snatches them from you and says, "Come, little one, I'll try them on for you," and grabs your hand and takes you into a back room.
Oh, okay.
And that's the last you see of Fergus for now. Fergus
Ari sheds a small tear. You know, like.
So as does Finbar. It's beautiful.
We're just standing there with parental pride, like.
Truly beautiful.
2 new things today, Fergus. He's been here like 2 hours.
How old was he again?
2 hours.
We are terrible influence.
At this point, I doubt we even care how old he is. He's just growing up.
Finbar has learned that these women will meet a lot of powerful gentlemen in their time, so he's going to try and get some information from them as well. So,
okay.
I've heard of these, my darling. I've heard of these collectors, and well, I've heard that they are quite an interesting group of people not to be meddled with. But I'm new to the area, you see, so I'd like a little rundown after the rundown, as it were.
The women, because they kind of convened, you guys have all kind of convened together, all kind of give each other glances as if, be careful what you say. And the one that you have paid for, or sitting with, looks at you and says, "Yes, the collectors. We give them their money and they leave us alone."
They must have a great deal of power and influence within the city.
Well, Grunrundi doesn't really have a ruling system. It's part of the joy of coming to live here. You can make your own life for yourself. But the districts do have the collectors, which answer to the owner, and they deal out justice as they see fit.
And who is the owner of the entertainment district? It is so lovely.
Oh, no, there is no owner of the entertainment district. There is only an owner of the Gallerium.
And who might that be?
Oh, well, that is the great secret, of course. He remains anonymous.
Ah, yes. Fascinating. Well, that is good to know. Good to know.
A more chatty woman leans in and goes, "I heard," she's got like totally different person. "I heard that it's one of the wealthy people that live in the fashion district." Just what I heard. But everybody takes bets on who exactly it might be. The woman next to her elbows and says, "Shh, you should not speak of such things."
Ladies, I would hate to get you all in trouble, so, please do not say anything that would, get you into any kind of trouble. But there is this pouch of coin, which I'm going to leave here, and next to it there is some of my memoirs. But behind the memoirs, if you were to scroll past the first 700 pages, you'll find a blank page there. Next to it I will place a quill. If there are any things that jump into your mind, poetry, or just some idle thoughts that you think that I might find interesting, then I would love to read them.
She leans over, the one you're talking to, she goes, "Oh, I understand. You want to know how much for..." Right.
No.
And she writes her prices. Her price, like her a la carte price chart in your, down for you.
I like item number 7.
She leans in and says, "Yes, me too."
I'll go for I'll go for the yes. No, right. Yes.
This one, follow me. And she takes Finbar to another room by the hand and takes him to another room. Jethro, you're getting a little nervous because Fergus, as a first timer, has been in this room far too long.
Can I stealth up to the door and eavesdrop?
Has he been eaten?
Yes, you can.
Do I need to roll for that?
Yeah. So roll your I guess what is it? The stealth for me. Let me know what it is.
13 plus 6, 19.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you do it super stealthily. The woman that you were with, who was the kind of chatty Cathy, she's a little upset that you're more interested in what's going on behind door number 1 than her sitting there on the sofa. So she starts to gossip with the other woman sitting next to her and kind of talking. And you get to the door and you can kind of hear whispers, but you're not sure yet. So we're actually going to cut to Fergus and his private room with this drow. And she, as you enter the room, she drops all of her clothes and puts on the underwear.
Ah! No, they go in your boots. They go in your boots. Ah!
She goes, oh, aren't you cute? No, I'm taking these and I'm going to kill you. And she pulls a dagger from a scantily clad place and is going to make an attack on you. So we're going to roll for initiative, just the two of us.
Oh, that is one boner killing bro play session there.
Quite the contrary. I will take the surf and turf, please.
I will take Oh, okay, nice initiative. Okay,
emphasis on turf.
It's not even, I was like, roll for initiative, a dagger in hand.
Oh, well, I rolled a nat 20.
Oh.
Not the comment you were looking for.
Prepared.
She fights best in the nude. And she's very tall because of course she's a drow. She's very beautiful. And she reaches down with the dagger and is gonna make an attack at you. Oh, does an 11 hit you?
That's a match.
Oh, is it? Oh, it hits. It hits. So she reaches out and is gonna put a dagger in. You're like, you're kind of like pulling away because you can't hurt her too much body. And in doing so, you miss the fact that she rips out a dagger and is gonna stab you in the arm. 2 points of damage.
Ah!
From I love what chat said, from the bone dagger she pulled out. You've been stabbed by the bone dagger, good sir. Nice. And so Jethro, as you get close to the door, you hear Fergus go, no!
And I just slam open the door, and as I see her being stabbed with the dagger, pegging is not your thing, my man. Pegging is not for first timers. And I just throw my dart at the lady.
Okay, great. You want to toss a dart at her? So take advantage on the roll because she's got her back to you.
Also, nat 20 for Chelsea from Berserker Nerd for the a la carte menu.
A la carte lady of the night. I love that. Thanks, Berserker Nerd. All right. So looks like, yeah, you hit her. I mean, she's not wearing anything. And she's got her back to you. So yeah, you definitely hit. Roll your damage for me.
3 points of damage.
3 points of damage. All right. She does take that 3 points of damage and does not like it. She turns around and lets out at you like a cat. And yeah.
Do people's too many for you?
And she says, you are interfering in things you do not understand. And she's going to make an attack on you. Pause. Okay. And we're going to cut back over to old Finbar, who is also in a room alone with the scantily clad woman.
Yes, let's take the seafood platter.
She says, oh, that takes a little prep. Wait here.
Right.
And she goes to the back and comes out with a plate full of seafood. And she hops on the table, gets undressed, and lays the seafood all over herself.
That was one very smooth motion, and impressive.
I don't know. You asked for the seafood platter. This is it.
I mean, it's...
FDA approved.
Yeah, she's covered in like raw fish and rice, the sexiest thing on the menu.
Oh.
And she leans in and goes, "Well, you have to get close to eat it."
Why?
No.
I suppose I do. Right.
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 Finbar's, he's getting a little nervous.
I've got an appetite. Huh?
Performance anxiety.
Yeah. Whew. Okay, right. Goes in.
So as you come in,
nom.
right, she also pulls a dagger out from underneath her and is gonna make an attack on you. So I'll let you roll that initiative against hers again.
Good Lord, woman, what are you?
Yeah, she's gonna stab you in, all the right places.
All right places.
Oh, that doesn't work. Ignore that. That was not a good typing job on my part.
Good Lord.
So she rolled a 2 for her initiative, so I assume you beat that.
I do on a 20, yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead and if you would like to counter that or make an attack.
So she just tries to like stab it like in the neck or in the face.
She's like laying out as you get close, I guess, to nibble sashimi from her naked body. She pulls a bone knife out from underneath her body and is gonna stab you like in the shoulder as you like leaned over.
My Lord. I jump back reflectively and I think, in fact, I probably jump to her dagger, jump up to hers and try and stab her with it.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah.
I'm like, no. So I'll just roll it as an attack roll with my own dagger.
Yeah, that's fine.
So it's a 20.
Oh, yeah, you definitely, hit. And go ahead and roll that damage. She's not, like I said, she's not wearing any armor, so...
After I stab this woman, this naked woman covered in sashimi. Like,
so she takes
you're ruining perfectly good sushi. As I stab her. Come on, woman. Bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, she's bleeding all over the raw fish that's flying all over the place, and she lets out a yelp. Now, Ari and the two gentlemen, you guys hear these two women scream out, and not in the pleasurable, normal kind of scream out. And you've seen, and Jethro is actually in the room. You saw him swing it back. Would either of you like to join?
You hear a shout, "I'm not tipping, you know."
This sounds like the wrong kind of gash is becoming apparent. All right, well, I'm probably going to try and run towards where Fergie is, because that poor little dude, that poor.
Stay strong, little man. Stay strong.
Ari's gonna tear off her beard, as if it's like some sort of Superman Clark Kent reveal.
Oh, and the woman you're sitting next to goes, "Oh, you're a woman!"
It is I! And dart towards Fergus's room.
Okay. When you get there, you take your turn to come in, and you see this commotion. Jethro has stabbed one of the women in the arm with her own dagger. Fergus is shielding his eyes, and she stands naked wearing Finbar's leather underwear. What would you like to do?
That's free sponsorship right there.
And I can get better than that, maybe.
Happy with that.
You know what? She's going to take advantage of the fact that because the drow's wearing the underwear, correct?
Yes, correct. Oh, you're gonna give her a wedgie?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I beg you, give her a wedgie.
We're gonna get that chafing going nice with that leather, you know.
I mean, leather chafing is a solid, yeah, like.
Solid 1d6 damage.
Yeah, it's a solid d6 for the damage.
So, would that be strength, dexterity? What do you reckon?
I'd make it a strength to or actually, which is higher for you? Because I want you to make it.
Oh, well, my dexterity is higher with a +6 and I rolled 15.
Great, so show me how dexterously you can give this woman a leather wedgie.
All right, so that would be my math 21 then.
Yes, please tell me how gruesome you wedgie her.
Ari kind of rolls up her sleeves a little bit. She's been waiting for this moment. She's been prepared to wedgie someone with all of her might all her life, and she just manages to like slide underneath Jethro, like between Jethro's legs to get right into the prime position, jumps up and just
chop suey.
You rip so hard, in fact, that they rip off her body. And she,
what?
So
What?
gross.
Oh.
You're just like, ah! And they pop off of her body. She gets leather burn up her kraken back, and it basically burst open in like blood and skin from where you've ripped it open. Roll damage, which I'm gonna say is a D6 easy.
okay.
Why not?
It's getting worse.
I'm not even kidding when I say like
You roll a 6.
I rolled a 6.
All right, you do 6 points of wedgie damage to this naked drow, and she's truly 100% naked now because you've ripped her her ruse off. Yeah, and she literally from the pain, she like screams out from the pain and passes out on the floor.
I shout out, that's one of the works in progress. Honestly, not all of them do that.
Now back to Finbar. You've stabbed her, but she is still pissed at you. So you've also got her knife in her. She pulls it free and is gonna make another attack at you.
I know kung fu.
I know. What did I say last time? It was. Oh, does a 21 hit?
That is definitely gonna hit. Oh.
Yes. Dagger is 1d. Yep.
24, yeah.
Helps if I type it right. Oh man. All right. She does 2 points of damage to you.
Ow!
With her bone dagger. And you guys hear, standing over this passed out, bloodied, naked prostitute. There's
all of those words.
all those words. You can hear Finbar is in some kind of tussle.
I am fishing in my bag right now. I'm fishing for something in my bag.
In your bag. Okay, cool. And she does, you take 2 points of damage as you're kind of fishing around. She manages to like nick your arm. Anybody want to go check on Finbar, or you think he's got it under control?
I grab Fergie onto my arm and bolt towards the source of.
Yeah.
I'm shouting, Finbar, she doesn't want to show you her undies.
I'm afraid you're right, Fergus.
Jesse, did you have something to say? I saw you want to add.
I'm pretty sure there's enough noise where I feel like Giles, no, this is not right. So I imagine just like he quickly grabbed his sword, got his trident, and he's like charging in. It's like, you said you want to see my prick.
So when you guys pull the curtain back on Finbar, on the table sits a woman covered in like just the last pieces of sashimi that are still stuck to her naked body. She has she's bleeding from her arm, and she sliced Finbar as he's like digging through his bag for something. Finbar, it is technically your turn. They've run in on you. What would you like to pull from your bag?
So I grab my bag and I grab another pair of Total Sin out. I show it to the camera for a second. Just so they get the logo on there for some product placement, and then I want to jump onto her. I want to like wrap it around her face, and then I want to like detonate the trial. And I'm like, your trial is cancelled. And
Okay, okay. Let's start with the grapple.
Sure.
Or yeah, a grapple to put it on her face.
Let's do that. All right. So it's an 8 on the die.
An 8. She's not really gonna struggle, but I will make a strength just to be on the safe side. Oops. Again, if I type the right thing. Okay, she does make a 13.
Nice.
You managed to grab her like you've grabbed her, but you've not managed to get the underwear on her head yet.
Okay. That doesn't matter. Because I'm ready to detonate these things at any cost.
You managed to get it shoved between her cleavage, which is holding it up.
Perfect. Just let me in there.
You like miss her face and stick it between her cleavage.
Yeah, that's always awkward. And then I say, your trial is over. And then of course, because they're explosive pants, they usually detonate within 10 days, but You know, they're magic items, and Finbar can decide to detonate them.
Sure, he can detonate them whenever the hell he wants to. I don't even know. Do these what kind of damage do these underpants do? Just explosive damage? Just fire damage. All right, we'll roll it. She can't do shit about it.
I'll roll a d6. 6.
Oh, 6 points. Oh, perfect. It goes.
Can we call them detonating delicates?
Next name.
I like it.
Of course we can.
Your days of
She
sinning
takes
are
that
over.
6 fire. They literally explode. Her chest burst open with an explosion. Sushimi and body innards go everywhere. You're not sure what's what anymore. She falls flat to the ground because you burst her chest open. As you know, you got a man in the door with a trident. Like, the fuck's going on? Finbar's covered in body parts, and there's a piece of sushimi stuck to his face. And she's naked, face down on the floor.
I take off the a piece of sashimi. It's stuck to my eye.
No! Oh.
Still good anyway.
Oh man.
And then I look over to I look back in, and I'm like, table for 2, please.
The 2 women that were left in the lobby come running in, and the one that was very chatty goes, "Oh my God, what have you done? You've killed her. You've killed her."
She tried to kill me, woman. Look at this. She tried to attack me with her bone dagger. No, I don't mean that in a good way. I mean she came at me with a dagger and she tried to murder me. Look at this cut on my arm.
She looks at you and goes, "That is our jobs. You come here to have sex and be killed."
What? What? Wait.
Why would I want that?
This is incredible.
Why would anybody want that?
She goes, her friend comes up and goes, "It is, of course, one of the top ways to go. We are specialized in sex and death."
Well, we didn't get to any of the sex. It was just right to the death. I mean, the woman just bloody murdered me. I mean, is she gonna fuck my corpse? I mean, come on. I don't want to be in total agony, dripping from 1,000 wounds while she fucks me
You
up.
guys broke my game.
I didn't write any of this. I ordered a surf and turf, I will have you know, and I'll tell you what, I got plenty of surf. I did not get any turf.
She goes, the woman that was at the entrance has now come over, and she says, "All of you, you are no longer welcome here. You've burned this one to a crisp, and this one can't show her buttocks anymore."
Don't you think you should fucking mention that we're going to our deaths when we walk into this place? I mean, is there a disclaimer somewhere?
Advertising.
I didn't sign anything.
Advertising.
I want my money back.
"You never put down any money. Get out of here!" And she.
How are you going to get it from me? This business model is
claps her
terrible.
hands.
Right, time to go.
I am upset by your business model. You didn't even take money from me, and you're going to murder me. Come on now.
She
What on earth is going on here?
claps her hands.
Fergus, these women are trying to kill you. And we're not going to allow it. It's not going to happen to you, okay? It's going to be fine.
She claps her hands, and 2 very beautiful, scantily clad half-orcs walk over. One of them grabs Ari and Jethro by the scruff and takes them to the door and tosses them out into the street, past the curtain.
How much does it cost to have one of you?
She turns around and goes, "My tusks aren't enough for you." And turns around and goes back in, and they each grab the rest of you and toss you out on the street. And they look at you and go, "Don't come back here unless you want to die."
I'm just there, just kind of muffled, still with my face down in the ground. No problem.
I choose life.
So you guys are back out on the street.
That was absolutely fucking mental, let's be honest. I mean, I've been to a few brothels in my time, and I mean, to be honest, that sounds like a great way to go out, but there was no lead up to that whatsoever. That was 0 to 100 in a...
They forget the essential part of foreplay, basically.
Well, I mean,
wasn't the sushi enough?
I was assuming that the sex came first and then the death came after, but it seems like I was wrong. Even more worrying.
So Fergus is looking at the floor. So, I never want a woman again.
I kneel down to Fergus me too.
Trust me, lad. You're better off without them.
Finbar, write this down in your travel guide. Don't go here.
Yeah.
You guys are standing in the middle of the street. Everybody roll a perception.
Uh,
Plus 9 on that.
Oh boy! Now
Twen-
Giles is focused.
Holy mackerel.
Wow.
Oh!
I see all. I'm
Okay.
like hyper aware as we come out. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You're like,
I can
overly-
see clearly now. The drow is gone.
Giles puts on his glasses. Oh, I needed these.
So yeah, Finbar comes out and is like aware of everything,
I put
aware
it-
that the women are still searching for you. This whole thing has been like a
Puts on-
reboot
puts
of
on
your
an-
senses.
puts on another disguise, put some glasses on. No one will be able to see.
Yeah. The rest of you also note that the entertainment district is, you're about halfway through the day. Even though there's no sunlight to kind of let you know that, you assume you've been here about 6 hours or so, causing 6 or 7 hours, causing a ruckus. And the evening stores are beginning to open up. More weird things are happening in the entertainment district. Just very strange happenings. People are drinking odd things. And you can see down at the end, because you're really not that far from the main entrance of this district, that the main strip is beginning to kind of settle as the day goes on, that it's not quite as busy anymore. But you are being hunted for. Finbar, you absolutely see the group of women still searching for you guys, going store to store, and they're only about 10 stores down from where you guys are at.
Well, no one knows who I am because I'm in a disguise again.
Right, you're great disguise.
Yes.
Good for you.
Are there any clothes around or anything? Like on clothesline?
There's like 1 or 2 shops that sell like small things, like entertainment based items like mustaches, boas, lots of sequiny type stuff. There's some
Can I go full
hats.
drag?
Yeah, you can go full drag.
Then I want to go full drag.
You can go full drag. You come up to a store, and the woman goes, "I was about to close for the evening. I'm not sure I have anything that fits you.
Oh.
Are you
That's
looking
good.
for something in particular?"
The most hideous looking boa that you got.
Oh, well, have I got this for you? This came from an ancient wizard named the Elton of John. And
Ooh,
she
I heard of
she
it.
goes to the rack and pulls out this like brightly colored feather like robe that she puts on you. It's, just awful. She picks up this giant pair of sunglasses and puts them on your face, or like some kind of goggles. They've got glitter all over them. And a pair of they look like diamond shoes. They're kind of fake diamond. They're like silver and sparkly. And puts them on and says, "This would suit if you're wanting to go full drag."
So
I've
basically,
never
Alfred
wanted you
just-
more.
Finally, I'm popular. Yes.
And she says, "But I must close shop now. The evening shops are opening, and I would really like to not be here when that happens."
What happens when they open up?
Oh, shouldn't just pure lust and entertainment.
Tell me
Yes,
more.
My last encounter with lust was not so successful.
No more! No more!
Tell me.
No more! No more!
And she says, "Well, if you are done with the entertainment district, the exit is just there. Some of the districts do stay open 24 hours, like us. But the next one over is actually the livestock, animals and monsters district."
That sounds like a
Okay.
good place to go. I after that last encounter, I felt myself shriveling, like a pickled walnut, to be honest. So
That's not just your sushi drying out.
no, that's not. That's let me tell you. Let's
Don't tell me.
let's head to the monster district. I think.
Okay.
I hand
Anybody?
the lady some coin and then just flip it over my shoulder and walk out.
Yes, and you guys are all, y'all look very tired. It's definitely worn you down, but you've made it back to the entrance. The women are still there, like bouncing, maybe even a little bit more than last time. Have a good one. Come back to the entertainment district.
Oh,
And they
I
kind
will.
of like, they kind of like wave. Like I said, the main passage is not taking in as many people anymore. You can tell that people that are here are probably the ones that are going to stay the night. No new faces are coming in. They've closed off the main entrance. Though there are still a few boats that are shipping out, and you can tell for the first time they're actually coming out of the livestock and monsters district. The boats are kind of shipping out of there. There's one boat that's got a couple crates on it. This has owl bear painted on the side, danger kind of underlined on it. there's a few crates that have some smaller average animals in it. And then you see some kind of incognito crates coming from further down, not from the animals and livestock districts, that have some kind of symbol on them, but they're not labeled.
Interesting.
Yes. So you kind of see this happening. It looks like they're shipping things out, basically. As you round to the livestock district, the pungent smell of creatures and livestock smashes you in the face. It's almost palpable. And you can see this is where that happens. Most of the livestock here looks a little emaciated. You don't raise livestock in a mountain. There are some shops selling odds and ends, trinkets. There's one shop that sells just rabbit's feet. Anybody want to do anything in particular now that you've made it to the district here before we go?
Check how my squirrels are.
Yeah, I mean, we have these squirrels to get rid of, and these are clearly livestock monsters, so
Yeah.
I think we're in the right place for that, yeah.
I would like to get rid of the squirrels and then have a stiff drink before sleeping.
Okay. You guys easily perceive that the last few people that haven't traded their squirrels in are traveling deeper into this district. This district is not so narrow as the entertainment district was. It's kind of wide and open, almost like a giant cavern, and the shops line like the exterior circle of it. And you can't miss it because you almost bump into it. The giant line that leads out of the store that says Squirrel Store.
By all that's unholy.
Squirrel store.
Holy sashimi, let us get in there. Let us sell our squirrels as soon as we can. Good lord.
Well, there is a line. There's the woman looks behind you and says, "Well, if you want to trade your squirrels, you're gonna have to wait in line like the rest of us."
I am the Wizard of Alton of John, and I want to sell my squirrels, please.
Well, I am Cindy of District 7, and I'm here to sell my squirrels.
Group-sized peasant, and I just walk along.
You're gonna walk, okay, you walk up to the front of the line, and there is somebody at the entrance of the store that's like, "Sir, you look ravishing, but I have to ask you to step back in line."
I am on very hasty business. Please, I do not want anything in return for my squirrels. I just want to get rid of them.
Are you gonna try to deceive him in some way into letting you in the door?
Yeah.
All right, roll a deception.
Oh, let's see. Deception, right? Where is it? 13.
Okay, a 13. He looks at you and goes, "You do look very, very smashing, and I can tell that you've come from the fashion district. But I'm sorry, sir. These people have been waiting all day. I'm going to have to ask you to go to the back of the line."
Very well then. I'll go back to the line. I just stumble backwards.
So you guys are waiting here in this line. You've been here about 20 minutes. Anybody else want to try anything before you have to wait in line? Take your silence.
might.
Oh,
No,
no,
I normally I would, but I'm going incognito right now, so people don't know who I
right,
am.
right. You're trying to stay under the radar.
That's right.
Fergus is gonna run up alongside the line and go like, make way for Finbar, the great underwear salesman, as loud as he possibly can.
Where is he? I do not know this man. Sounds handsome, though.
Like, prestidigitate and like you do.
Oh, very well, fine.
Everybody in line turns around and stares at Finbar, incognito Finbar.
Yeah, he's like, fine, throws off all the clothes. Right, yes, it is I, Finbar the Bard. Good to see you all. Let me pass through.
Ari's going to do like the television presenter side chick thing where it's just like, yes, look at Finbar.
Okay. Since you guys are trying to deceive the
Spotlight on him.
yeah.
Since
it's a team effort to deceive the gentleman at the door.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give Finbar a advantage on his deception. Not that he probably needs it, but
My deception is a +8.
Again, I don't know that he needs it, but we're gonna give it to him.
24.
Holy cow! The person at the door goes, "I have heard of these underwear.
Total
Come
sin.
forward, Mr. Finbar. I wear them myself. And he drops trowel right in front of him. He goes, see? And shows off his underwear and then pulls his pants back up and says, please, we would be delighted to accept your and your friends' sacks of squirrels for return.
Oh, I'm sure you would, my friend.
And a bunch of people online go, ooh, Finbar, yes, those underwear, yes, Finbar.
Now that
I heard they explode.
Now that I've seen your package, may you allow me to show you mine and hand over my squirrels.
Well, he says, well, you don't trade your squirrels in with me, of course. You have to go in and have them appraised, of course.
Right.
And he says, but come on in, I'll let you all in together. I'll give you the same cloak. And up walks this, yeah.
As he walks past, like, be careful of the underwear, they are weapons. They are weapons.
Weapons of mass
Silence.
destruction, of course.
He checks in it, he opens his waistband and checks in his pants and he goes, oh, I've got a weapon.
He's got a he's got a
As long as you keep
subscription.
it sheathed.
No more bone daggers, no more bone daggers.
So you guys enter the squirrel shop and it is full of cages. The walls are lined with empty cages. They're literally selling squirrels as fast as people can return them. There are a few squirrels left on the wall that clearly are what would be considered dysfunctional squirrels, like one with 3 legs, one that's for some reason green. They don't look like normal squirrels, so they got returned for dysfunction. But at the counter sits a kind of gruff man, and he goes, "Hey, you got some squirrels for me?"
I do. Ari's gonna walk up with her like live squirrels.
Wow.
I do.
He goes, those look like healthy squirrels. I'll accept them. What did you pay for them?
And she kind of looks at little Bono on her shoulder, like, and just has a little mini conversation of just like, how much? 300.
Wow. You must have gotten quite a deal. He says, well, usually they cost 300 each, but if you're only looking for 600 total, there you go. And he passes you 600 coin and takes your 2 squirrels right from you. Says, who else has got some squirrels?
I do.
I do as well, yes.
Oh, you all, please show me your sacks of squirrels.
I just pull out a crate with the 3 live squirrels. And they're still alive.
He says, well, like I said, we pay, usually a squirrel is, I don't know why this season is so expensive, but 300 gold pieces per squirrel. Usually, we only give the 300 back, but today I'm paying out 600 per squirrel. So, each of you is going to get 1,800 gold pieces back for these here squirrels.
I'll take
Excuse me,
it.
sir. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Now, if we accept this gold, are strange people in full body underwear going to chase us?
That is not my
Well,
business, good sir. We deal in squirrels here, not underwears.
Yes.
And yeah, if you want to buy your underwears, you're gonna need to go to the Fasten District. You can't sell them here.
Seems almost too good to be true.
What
So-
does?
But no one's going to chase us?
Chase you? Why would anybody wants to chase you?
I'm not gonna question it. Take my squirrels.
Okay,
That's
he
my
passes you a sack, like a smaller one, like a small gold bag with 1,800. He passes each of you one, and he looks at the Ari and goes, "You know, you could sell that other one there on your shoulder. He seems very lively and peppy. I'd pay 900 for him."
You will not take my Bono. And she just kind of crazily runs out.
Okay.
Like-
He says, all right. Don't want your damn squirrel know-how. And he says, next squirrels. And somebody comes and like pushes you guys out to back out. So you've traded your squirrels. Each of you are much wealthier than you started out. And you're standing there on the street, counting your gold, attaching it to your bag, and you hear a woman in line scream, "No, not my bag! No, those have my squirrels in it!" And you see a child has snatched the bag from a woman and is running out
This
of
is
the
it.
district back to the main strip.
I give chase.
You guys want to chase him?
I'm chasing that kid.
Yes, you do it. I love it. Okay, cool. Roll the survival. Roll a survival just to make sure you don't, like, kill anybody or bump into anything or fall off an edge.
Why? When would that ever happen other than it was?
Yeah.
This is where I'm more imagining that Ari is just still running and doesn't realize that everybody else is chasing a child. She's just like, we're all running now.
We're all running. Yeah, okay, so if you're gonna run, if you take off running after him, you guys make me a survival.
Okay.
The child is leading the charge this time.
I too, the child will also make a survival.
Survival.
Oh, the kid is. Oh!
20.
It's gonna be Finbar that catches him, and a 12. Okay, so if you roll below a 10, you're just not fast enough. He is quick. It's almost like he's like parkouring through the main pathway. Bing, 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 and he's headed deep into Grunrundi, or the Galleria, to the back end to another district. Now, Finbar, on the other hand, and let me make sure, Finbar, on the other hand, darts past you guys and is like weaving in and out of people. And you actually managed to grab him, Finbar, on the back of the neck by his like shirt. Want to do anything?
Yeah, if I can grab this guy and stop him to let my friends catch up. What are you doing here, you little wastrel?
This little like 12-year-old boy looks really, really nervous. He's like, I'm so sorry. They said that if I could bring squirrels back, they would give me my mom back, but she hasn't come back, and I'm just trying to make some money so I can pay off her debts.
Who said that?
The collectors said they'd kill my mom.
Oh dear, two women, bitch-faced, kind of pushy about money.
He says, I'm not from this district. They just said if I got some squirrels and I stayed low for a few days, I could return them and make double the money.
Right, well, these are not my squirrels. So, I have no real say in this, to be honest. Sounds like your mom is an important person to you, I suppose.
I mean, she's my mom. Isn't your mom important to you?
No.
The kid looks very confused. He looks very confused and says, I didn't mean any harm. I'll just return it. I'll just return it.
Well, now you've got them, you might as well take them.
I swear everything to do with these squirrels is nuts.
Yeah. You guys managed to catch up, and Finbar's grabbed the kid by the scruff of the neck, and they're having this conversation, and you hear Finbar say, keep the squirrels.
He's already nicked them.
We're letting kids get away with crime.
I just like to get down on one knee and approach, so I'm just like eye level with the child. It's like, how much are they asking?
They told me that I had to come up with 500 gold pieces or they were going to kill my mom.
That's 1.5 squirrels.
I just reach and it's like, kid, stay out of crime. And I just take out a bag and I just hand him 500 gold. Like just.
Oh, you hand the kid 500 gold pieces?
Yeah.
Oh shit. The kid looks at you like you are like a god. Like he's never seen anybody do something so nice, and he goes, sir, I don't know where you got this gold, but I thank you so much. If you ever need anything, my mom runs a tavern inside of the food court district. We'll put you up. We'll make sure you're housed. You just tell me what you need.
We will not fail.
Can I insight check the kid?
Okay, go ahead.
Oh boy, this is not gonna go well.
I'll try and believe this child.
Yeah, you like slowly set him down on his feet.
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually not, I mean, it's not bad. He at 14, you can tell he is very upset, and he's telling the truth about his mom, that somebody has taken his mom. And he comes from the food court district, and his mom must run a brothel that is in debt, is kind of what you can kind of put together from his pantic cries. And he takes the gold and hugs it really, really tight to his chest. And he looks up at you and says, I truly just don't even know how to repay you, but I have to go or they're going to kill her. I have to go right now.
Wait, did you say brothel? Did you say brothel?
Did I? Sure.
This mother.
It's a bar.
This mother of yours, describe her to me.
Well,
Lordy.
I mean, she's got golden hair, and she's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And they said they cut out her eyes. And the kid just like breaks down into tears again.
They probably will. Stop crying. Why don't you run along now? Where is this place?
We're in District 8, the food court district. You can find us at the very, very end
All right, we'll head down there. We do need a place to stay after all, don't we, folks?
He gets really bright and he says, "You're gonna come with me and help me pay the collectors? Is that what you said you were gonna do?"
No, I'm gonna meet you after you've paid the collectors, and I'm going to be there with your mother afterwards.
We could help him pay the collectors. I mean, we haven't pissed them off or anything.
What have you been doing for the past few hours, Fergus? Where have you
We've been having loads of fun.
Fergus, we're kind of on the most wanted list now in the entertainment district.
Fergus, they not only tried to kill you, they tried to have sex with you after they killed you. What's wrong with you, man? Come on.
I think we've enlightened a new fetish within him. I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
Let's get on the same team here, Fergus. Come on. Kid, we've pissed off the collectors too. You run off, you pay them off your debt, we'll meet you back at the tavern, okay?
The kid goes, "Okay, I'll make sure our bed's ready." Okay, and the kid like tears ass straight ahead, down deeper into the Galleria. You guys are standing left with the bag of squirrels that belongs to the poor woman.
I return it back to the woman.
She is so grateful to you. She literally gets on her knees and grasps her hands and she said, I don't even know how to repay you. This is all my family had. The collectors have taken everything from us. This is all we had left. Now I'll be able to feed my kids this week.
These collectors, folks, they sound like bad apples to me.
She looks at you. Did you say that out loud?
Oh, yeah.
She looks at you and goes, "Shh, don't." She's like, "You're bound to be arrested that way."
I admire their entrepreneurial spirit, but I mean, this has caused some discomfort for the people.
Yeah, she says out loud, "Yes, the collectors," really loud so everybody can hear. "They are wonderful. They keep the peace and make sure that our taxes are paid," as if trying to like keep people from noticing that you guys are talking maybe about something you shouldn't be out loud.
I lean in a whisper. There must be people who are working against them, though.
She literally looks at you like you have 10 heads and says, "I am not part of any of that. If you want to find some trouble, go find the black market." And she turns around and walks in the squirrel store to go exchange her squirrels.
Before she walks off, I just press her some gold in the hand. "You have never seen or heard of us."
She looks at you and says, "I have never seen or heard of you," and lets out a giant smile as she kind of counts the gold in her hand and moves into the store.
All right.
Those of you that didn't, you guys kind of returned to the group that was waiting out in the main area. Would you guys like to head down to the food court district to settle your evening?
I think so. Food court and then black market.
Yeah, let's get some food and rest first, and then we go to the black market.
Okay. You guys make it to the food court district. You have never, in your whole life, seen so much food. It is on carts. It is on stands. Every shop sells something that is cooked in something else. There are your true taverns, like actual walk-in taverns for the first time that you've seen. They clearly monopolize in the tavern lifestyle. There's a tavern for everything. And there, once again, there's housing in some of the upper districts for sure. And it looks like a lot of the taverns also have housing or residential housing. It's just not permanent. So if you would, and you guys walk the whole length of it. Anybody want to stop for anything before you make it to the end to the other bar or tavern?
I'm just really hungry.
You're just really hungry. Have your choice, my dear man. What do you want? It's served on a stick. It's served deep fried. It's served with lizard guts on the outside. You can get anything you want, any way you want.
So, like, Fergus, like, in the spirit of broadening his horizons, is like, well, okay, clearly all the people are crazy. So he's going to go into food instead. He's just going to look for the weirdest thing he can see and go, "I'm going to try that. That looks yummy."
Okay, the weirdest thing. There is man, too bad we don't have a viewer decision. Do we have a viewer decision? Probably not. Not yet. Not yet. Okay, so you walk up to a cart that is selling bowls of octopus suction cups. They are teriyaki sprinkled, stir-fried, just the suction cup of the octopus. And you walk up, and this very kind of gross, overweight man leads over and goes, "You know, if you leave him on your tongue long enough, it goes numb."
Oh, wow. Can I
Ooh.
try some?
Yeah, he's like, for the right price, how many cups do you want?
Just a snack?
He reaches in and pulls out a small cup, like a tester size, and plops a couple of the suction cups in it, and he passes it down.
Thank you. How much do I owe you?
That's on the house. Just, tell me what you think.
Okay, so he's gonna take
It's like a whole new form of the stranger.
take the suction cup and just gonna like he said. Tongue,
Yeah,
like
you just.
like you would a quaver when you're a kid, you know, like.
Yeah, you set it on your tongue, and it's almost as big. The suction cup is almost as big as your actual tongue. Like, it takes up the whole thing, and you can feel it begins to, like, suction around. And it's as it grows tighter on your tongue, the flavor begins to seep into your taste buds, and you're like, oh, it's actually kind of tasty. It's a little salty, kind of fishy. And before you know it, your tongue does actually go numb. And now the top. The thing, can I tell you, pop it up?
There we go.
You run over. You still got like 5 or 6 in a tester cup.
No, you need to grow, man.
You're kind of passing about trying to get the group. You're with them, and you guys make it to the end of the food court district. And at the very end, there is one kind of small, rundown tavern. It's not very pretty, but it looks like it's almost been hand built by the people that own it.
I got a wild magic search roll from Corey. Thank you, my friend.
Oh yes, thank you, wild magic.
Alrighty, let's see. 1d10.
Yeah, let's see what it does before.
Ooh, that is a low one as well. 0320.
Ooh.
Before I cast each spell, I must promise to change my name.
All right, Finbar. I hope you've always wanted to have a new name. Okay, cool. So you guys get there, and you open the door. Anybody want to walk in first?
I'll go.
Okay, great. You guys do that shoulder thing,
Yeah, we
like
just
trying to
just kind of like just sandwich it. Like
sandwich at the door, poof, and you guys pop through at the same time to witness an empty tavern. At the bar is like actually sitting on the bar as if the child has been placed there. It's the child you guys spoke with not 30 minutes earlier. And he's got this gold coin, and around him stand 3 oversized, very obese, kind of gross men. And they've got belts on that are way too tight, as if maybe 10 years ago they could wear those clothes. And they lean in, and you see them snatch the bag from the kid, and they go, "This isn't enough."
This ain't the bathroom.
I'm sorry? Oh, this isn't the bad. Yeah. And
This isn't where I parked my car. Like,
one of them reaches in and grabs the kid and by the scruff of the neck and says, "We will kill her, child. She owes us a great deal of money."
And I just go, "Unhand that child now!"
These gruff kind of humans turn around and look at you and go, "And who, sir, are you?"
I say,
I
I'm going to change my name to Finn Bold, and I turn invisible.
Okay, Finbar goes invisible right before the eyes go, "Oh."
Yeah, right before they get into a fight.
Finbold, what a horrible name. And the guy next to me goes, yeah. And he looks back at you and he goes, "You stay out of this. This has nothing to do with you."
Gentlemen. Oh. I see
Did
that.
you drew sword?
Drew sword.
They kind of step up as to maybe put you in your place a little bit and say, "Do you know who you are? Do you remember the piece of paper you signed when you walked in this place?"
I have very good memories of paper.
Do
some
you?
Points in my past.
And he says, "Do you remember the clause that you signed that says that no weapons are to be drawn here in Grunrundi?"
Well, good thing I'm an unarmed weapon specialist.
Yeah. And he says, "So, sir, as the 3 of us are collectors of this district, we have every right to arrest you, whip you, and leave you at the bottom of the canal."
Ooh, is that a promise or a guarantee?
That sounds like a vacation.
Alistair donates £5. They're in a food market. Why not a lunch-related ooze monster? Something sloppy and edible. Entirely up to your discretion. By the way, I've watched you GM without context for a minute, and I love your style already. Thanks so much.
Aw, thanks. Aw. Okay, cool. I love it. I love Styles Ooze Monster. Okay, so these guys are kind of standing up to you, and he comes in and he says, "Sir, we have no beef with you. We are here to collect the debts of his mother, who owes us for months' worth of taxes. Without that money, our district goes into the shitter."
How much does she own, exactly?
Well, she owed 500, but she's
Thank
a
you,
week
cookies.
late on that money. So, with interest accrued, we say 1,000 gold.
So if I gave you 1,500 to pay off the debt and next month, can we, forget this entire thing happened?
All three of them go a little blank-faced. One of them walks up and says, "For 1,500 gold, we'll leave the kid, drop off the mother, and won't return for 2 months."
Kids, does that sound fair enough?
The kid's like sobbing. He says, he shakes his head in silence.
All right, I want a guarantee from you guys. Written official document that they can show.
Fergus
Okay.
has gone very quiet again.
Yeah, yes.
I'm pretty sure this is quite the scene he's witnessing right now.
Yeah. You got like one guy's sword drawn. You've got Ari, who is turned on as AF, and
She sat down and she's just like watching, and is just like, ooh.
Jethro is you're kind of talking to the three of them. This one guy's leaned in and he says, "I'll do you one better." He reaches on his lapel and pulls off his pen. You've noticed that every collector you've come across wears one that is distinct to their district. He goes to hand it to you and snatches it away at the last second and says, "No," and passes it behind him to the child and drops it in the kid's lap, and he says, "I will return for it. As long as that child has my pen, nobody will harm him or his mother."
Very well. And I'll just hand him the promised amount.
He accepts it. Without words, the three of them look at each other and walk out of the door. The kid sits with the pen in his hand, like on the bar, kind of looking at you. And he's like, "Thank you." And as he's kind of thanking you, they toss his mother, who has clearly been beaten and bruised pretty bad. Her hands have wear of where the ropes were a little too tight for too long. And she hits the floor and looks up at you and says, "Thank you. I don't even know how to repay you."
Well, this is the last time I want to post on the bride.
Yeah.
I just help her up to her feet.
Okay, yeah, you help her up to her feet, and she says, I can offer you a room. I have at least 3 upstairs. I'm sorry, you have to double up. It's not a very large tavern.
Finbar, you wanted to do something with mommy.
I come out from invisibility and I'm like right behind her. Hello.
She goes, "Oh, well, she kind of like backs away and says, I technically have one more room attached to the kitchen, but it's, it has a problem."
Tell me.
She kind of looks around and goes, "We have an ooze problem."
I take back what I said previously about the mother.
And then she goes, "Oh no, my ooze is fine. I'm talking about this one." And she opens up a door next to the kitchen, and you can see the room is like dripping, like green ooze from like the back side of a frying machine. It's like black and thick, and it's kind of conglommed in the corner into this like throbbing thing. And she's like, I could rent this one out, but I can't get anybody to take care of this ooze."
My good woman, you said you had a problem. That is a throbbing catastrophe of an ooze right
Yeah, I enjoy having my basement flooded, but this one needs a doctor.
Yeah. And as she, she's kind of talking to you, not paying attention, the ooze reaches out and grabs her by the hand, and she looks down and screams, "No!" And it like pulls her in, and the door slams behind her.
We've read enough books to know where this is going.
The kid goes, "Mom!" as it like he like screams and gets up, and is like pulling on the door to try to get it to open up.
It's like, and I just move the kid. It's like, move aside.
Nice.
Let's
I'm gonna
stay
try-
there.
I'm with shield in hand. I'm gonna try to force the door open.
Beautiful. Just make
Kid,
a
look
make a
away.
roll. You can use your strength on it because it's just
Oh
a door.
heck yeah, strength.
Make that strength. Barrel that door down.
I just yell, "Mother!"
Yeah, nice.
Holy
The door doesn't just come down; it explodes. It explodes.
Science.
Yeah, science. That door just like at the hinges, and you can see that the jelly, this like jelly blob, like grease creature, is coming out of the wall first off that attaches to the kitchen as if it's kind of growing out of something on the opposite side in the kitchen, and it's broken into this room, and she's on the inside like frozen, screaming, and she is actually suffocating currently. This mother is. I'm guessing that puts us in initiative, so let's
no question
do
about
that.
it.
Talk about sloppy seconds.
There we go.
Oh, lordy.
Oh,
Already good
first,
initiative rolls.
nice, guys,
Determined, yes.
nice. I'm kind of writing it down here to make sure I don't miss anything. Finbar. And did I get the rest of you are coming at me? So what did you guys roll that aren't using D20 or roll 20? You put it in there for me. Great, wonderful. Okay.
Welcome all new followers as well, by the way, folks. Welcome in. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks. All right, cool. Who am I missing? Mike, did you give me your roll?
Yeah, initiative 14.
14. Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you. I'm sorry. All right, so let me make for the gelatinous ooze cube fast food monster here. I don't know what else to call it. This is like the weirdest.
Considering how quick it grabbed the mother, I guess it is fast food.
Yeah. Oh, man, no.
You know, quick in and out, everybody likes it.
All right. Well, the cube goes last. All right. So in order, it's going to be. Oh goodness! It will be Fergus, followed by Finbar, followed by Jylith.
Dialect, yeah.
Jylith, I got it right. Okay, good. Followed by Jethro, and then Ari, and then the cube. So, let us begin. Scrat, what would you like to do here?
So Fergus is gonna be like, he's gone all quiet and like he's like, we must save her, and he's gonna like just sort of like glow a little bit as he's gonna use his tides of chaos to take an advantage
Okay, awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
and use the distance spell and a sorcery point to shock and grasp it.
To grasp it. All right, grasp it. But you took advantage, so that does hit.
Oh yeah, that's right, twice. Yeah.
Meh. Yes. Okay, 9 points. Okay, great. All right, it feels that.
Take
You see the whole thing, but the woman is actually inside of it. So you see her and her like shrieked like face. She is going to have to make a constitution to make sure that we didn't also electrify her.
Oh, mummy.
Oh, and she doesn't make it. Mummy gets crispy fried inside this cube. You see her like her eyebrows literally like singe and fire on the inside and then like dwindle out. She's still like frozen. She can't do anything. Right?
We don't Finbar likes them hot, but no need to.
No need. All right. Next up.
Oh no!
Let's get a
Speaking of
refund on-
Finbar, it is his turn.
Let's get a
He's
refund on
invisible.
that gold, shall we? Yeah, I'm going to let's see. I don't want to get close to the swings. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Let's get fairly close and let's cast. Oh, let's just shatter it. Let's cast shatter on it. So it's like everything in the area is like it's going to be exploded because this does extra damage to.
Okay.
The
Oh yeah,
objects.
and you gotta change your name.
That's right. Oh yeah. My name is now. Finbar is such a better name than every other name.
Rabnif.
Barfin.
My name is now Barfin. Fine. Constitution saving throw from the creature.
From the oh man, okay. Alrighty. Oh, come on now. What's it, +4 is for the cube. Oh, it makes it. 22.
Oh.
Yeah, it takes.
This cube makes it.
It takes half of 14 thunder damage, and probably everything else around it is exploded as well.
Okay, cool. So the room is really not filled with a whole lot. It looks like they were once using it as an additional space, but now all it's got in is like a chair and an old table and a small shelf. So those wooden items explode and smash against the wall. The gelatinous cube is pushed back to the back wall. It splats a little bit. The woman on the inside splats with it as you push it back, and it takes those 7 points of damage, bringing it down, but you can tell the cube is still, it's moving its way back towards the door. It's coming for all of you.
We're trying to save Mom, not kill Mom.
She truly was a yummy mummy.
Yeah. So Jaleth, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
All right, with it, basically, there's not enough time in my instincts to, trident's in my back, greatsword is my back, but my longsword is right to my hip, so I just quickly draw longsword, grill my shield, and I just charge, unhand mummy! So I'm going at him with like a just diagonal slice for my
Alright,
first
cool.
attack.
Alright, make it.
23.
Woo, that hits.
It better.
It does.
Alright, for the first slice, 10 points.
Woohoo, okay.
Alright.
Second slice?
Yep, just bring it back as a backswing up. May my strike be true.
Oh, nat 20. Okay, on a nat 20, because it's the end of the night, I would like you to describe exactly how you kill this oob. This goob.
And just at that moment, it's like, as I just go for the slice without knowing, my breath weapon activates as I yell, just, so like the lightning goes on the blade as, yeah, so the lightning travels down the blade into the creature.
And you see it like swell like a toad in the microwave, and it all over the interior of the room. The mom lays there unconscious, smoking even a little bit from the first lightning strike. She lays there unconscious in the ooze. Her son runs up and goes, Mom, are you okay? And you hear her go and gasp for fresh air coming out of this ooze monster. The room is covered. It is like just a slime cavern. And the kid kind of sits her up, and she looks at you and she goes, I can't help. And she passes back out, and the kid looks at a lot of you and goes, is this how you usually help people?
And I say,
Oh no, Finbar, she needs mouth to mouth. Oh.
I look at the kid.
Save her, Finbar.
I look at the kid and say, my name is Finbar. As I change it back and turn invisible.
And that is where we will end tonight's game.
Incredible.
Awesome, gang. Nice. Very nice.
Great stuff, everyone. Great stuff. Well, that's where we're going to end it for tonight's episode of the Great Gallerium of Grunrundi. Come back out of invisibility. There we go. If you guys want to come along and play every Thursday at the same time, you can come in and join in here. There is a link for you guys. Come along, play with us, be a part of our community, and join in. If you enjoyed the show, hit the follow button and join us. Be sure to catch the rest of our shows because next time we're going to be back on is next Monday. I'm actually moving house on Saturday, so that's why I won't be on the weekend. But yeah, I'll be back on Monday for our next week of shows, and of course you can catch up on a whole new week, a whole new season of shows up on YouTube. All the videos are going up there today. Monday's videos are going up today, and then Tuesday's next day, and so on and so forth. Also, there are podcast episodes while you're waiting for us to come back, but guys, I've had such a great week here on the first season, or first week back of the new season. It's been so much fun. Thank you guys so much. Let's go into cast and crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Let's start with Chelsea. Wonderful job, Chelsea, on tonight's stream. What did you think?
Thank you guys for all hanging in there on this crazy journey. There were things that happened that we never have to speak of ever again. No, of course I had a blast. I always have a blast when I'm over here, whether I'm playing or DMing. And I'm really excited to be on this wild ride for this season. So yeah, if you like what I'm putting down, you can follow me on Twitch. I'm getting ready to start up some regular streaming, doing character builds, module writing, kind of the works. Yeah, and if you want to hear me play, I play regularly for the North by Northwest podcast. That's a 5e story play cast that I do with a group here out of Atlanta. And then every other Monday night, I'm over on Nerd Immersion's channel, playing through the Princess Apocalypse game with Ted there. So yeah, lots of places. I'll drop some links here in the chat. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out.
Excellent stuff, excellent stuff. Crumpler, my friend.
Yes. Oh boy, can I just get out of the way? It's like, why does my character Giles always get into those uncomfortable situations? So thank you so much for that. So, yes, hello, I am Crumpler64. You can find me on Twitter by the same handle at Crumpler64.com, not .com, Crumpler64. But also I'm on Twitch at Crumpler64. I am currently, now that I am graduated from my visual art degree, I have freedom again, so I can go back to my regular schedule. I also have a Let's Play channel of my group of friends here, and we call ourselves the Ones in the Corner. So feel free to check us out there. We are close to 400 subs, so we would love to make that goal this year.
Incredible, it's incredible. Night O'Neill, Michael.
Yeah, I had fun. It was great to be on the other side of the screen for once again.
Yeah.
Great
so yeah,
stuff.
I totally enjoyed it. I don't got a Twitch channel like most of you guys do, but hit me up if you want to talk Dungeons and Dragons, as I'm the new GM, so any advice is always welcome. You can hit me up on Twitter at NightO'Neill, here above, and looking forward to hopefully joining you guys again.
That's great stuff, my man. Awesome. Scrat.
Hello.
Hello.
That was great fun, I thought. Yeah, like I say, I rarely play bubbly, fun characters. They're always quite serious one way or another, and I just had a whale of a time, so that was fun. A bit traumatic in places, but generally fun. Yeah, so I am Scraticus. I'm pretty much Scraticus everywhere. I'll put some links in chat. I'm running a campaign myself at the moment. We're having a double bill on Saturday. If I can sort out my OBS problems that I'm currently having, so yeah. But yeah, pop me a follow. Hey.
Very nice, very nice. And Madame Gandalf.
Oh my goodness, what a campaign. That was so much fun. It was absolutely ridiculous and I love it. I live for beautiful chaos, you know, and that yeah, I had a whale of a time. My name is Madame Gandalf. You might know me as Madame Gandalf. I am here on Twitch as a full-time streamer. You can find me here every week. You can find me also on not so speed runs, like basically in half an hour every week. And you can also find me on Jack Lafier's for the Jackass podcast. But if you're looking for just me, where we do pub quizzes, we do cooking and a variety of games, as well as our own Witcher campaign that's starting up soon. Yeah, you can check me out on all of those things. And please ignore the really weird fan fiction that you will also find under the name Madame Gandalf, because I don't think anybody has the name Madame Gandalf on the internet.
I think that's a Google search.
No.
Did somebody say Google search? I think somebody said Google
Safe search off. Incredible stuff, my friends. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us again. This week has been incredible. Today's been so much fun, and can't wait for the next week's as well. Of course, if you enjoyed the channel, follow everyone here. Go send them some love out for the Encounter Roleplay community. We are going to go over to my good friend Bubbernaut. Bubs has recently got partnered. He's been grinding that thing for fucking years, and he has finally got the attention that he deserves from Twitch. So we're going to go over there. We're going to go show him some love, and we're going to go hit him up with a raid, and we'll go over there and spam the good old the RP raids, and we'll scream Encounter raids at Bubs. So go over there, copy that into the chat, paste it over in Bubs, and we'll go show him some love. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Until next time, try not to talk too many nat ones, because we want to be here laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Farewell. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Fairly well, friends.